Gnaeus and Trantia awoke around midnight. Gnaeus needed a drink. It has been almost 4 years since he left the horror of 47 Capella, when Lystug and the Sisters of the Ebon Chalice dragged him from his cage after defeating the monstrous Calhogath the Pestilent. But seeing the marks he has seen on the cultists in this place, this Gallows Way, as it's known, these clusters of boils, it put him back there in some small way. Gnaeus is tough, mentally, physically, and spiritually, but few could undergo what he has experienced and not be marked by it in some way. And so Gnaeus needed a drink. A few days earlier, after solving the murder case of ex-sanctionaries turned Arbites butchered in ritual sacrifice, Gnaeus encountered the man responsible and caved in his skull. The dead man had spoken in a voice that could not possibly be his.
"See you real soon, Mortalis."
Is this what the thing spoke of? Is this what the thing using Jock Thaderton was referring to? Did whoever or whatever spoke through the former adept know that this cult was here, down in the depths of Desolation, and that Gnaeus would find his way down to the place where the dead are put to use? Is there something connecting this current investigation with what happened in Sanctionary Guard Post 414 Beta 30? And perhaps with 47 Capella? Gnaeus needed a drink. The Sanctionaries of the Purity Gate had nothing to offer Gnaeus, and so he decided to visit Sal's, and he took Trantia with him. And they chatted on their way to the drains, the makeshift hab block where Sal's establishment stands. How had she been? Gnaeus asked. Since the summoning in the mansion. They spoke of demons, of Speyer. Gnaeus shared with Trantia a little of what he has been through. Trantia knew. She has read Gnaeus' file. Gnaeus and Trantia get on well, although Trantia is something of a walking heresy in herself, an unsanctioned psyker, but this is not her fault. She did not choose that for herself. She was raised in what she believed to be a legitimate facility of the Scholar Progenium. She only learned the truth much later, after the Purge, when she fled and remade herself as a minor noblewoman. And there, she suppressed her abilities for decades until the moment she found out her husband was having an affair with a twisted freak. Her rage woke her long-dormant abilities, but they had dwindled again later, when her anger subsided. Mesmeron has promised to help her regain her power and that control. But so far, the Inquisitor has not made good upon her word. But Trantia's powers are, nonetheless, slowly returning. None of you have seen her use healing abilities before today. What else, you wonder, does Trantia have locked away in that pretty little head? Just how potent is she? Gnaeus got a bottle of Sal's cheap homemade spirit and shared it with Trantia. It was very strong, and it hit tough old Gnaeus hard. Trantia was clearly inebriated, and the pair of them struggled against the men that accosted them after leaving Sal's. It was Officer Claymet, the man who had not been well after handling the pendant, and a number of other men dressed in the armour of sanctuaries, but they showed no signs of training in the way they handled their weapons. They were poor combatants. And when they revealed that their intention had not been to escort Gnaeus back to the Purity Gate, well, they were met with violence. They were now dead. Perhaps they were already dead, before Gnaeus and Trantia put them down. They seemed to be little more than corpses dressed in armour, and this was troubling. Whoever or whatever is behind what's going on here in the Gallows Way must have sent Claymet. That much is clear. And he arrived here knowing Gnaeus' name. It seems many people know Gnaeus' name on this world. Returning to the Purity Gate, Gnaeus and Trantia woke Canni using a sandwich, and they told the pit fighter what had happened earlier. Canni was furious with Gnaeus. He has a soft spot for Trantia, and Gnaeus put her in danger. They gathered up Otto, who still slept off his exhaustion, and Canni went with Gnaeus and Trantia to the briefing room, where Oath Captain Catian Nils of the Sanctionaries met with a general of the Desolation Involute Cadre, the planet's PDF. Reinforcements had arrived, a number of extra Sanctionaries, and a few members of Gaius's team from the 686th Precinct, too. Plans were drawn up to defend the Gallows Way, barriers constructed, pits to be dug and filled with Sal's raw materials for making his rot-gut booze. The dead chutes would be closed, civilians would be screened and evacuated. The Gallows Way could not and would not be lost. Prevention is better than cure, said General Delaney. Find out where this attack comes from and who leads it. Cut off the head and the body will die. He and his men could hold the Gallows Way as long as possible, and they would fall back to the Purity Gate when the time came. And in 3 days, 1,500 men of the Desolation Involute would arrive, adding their firepower to that of the Sanctionaries and Gaius's people. But would it be enough? The plans Otto has found indicate the enemy force to consist of thousands. It is better, said the general, to stop this assault from happening at all. Canni considered the general's moustache. You then met with Gladstock in the Factorum Mortuaris, and he agreed with the general. You told him what has happened so far down here in the Gallows Way, and that you believed Gantry was where you would find answers to what was going on here. A man named Omar Endish, the name found in Darnis Fane's logs, the man who had been buying bodies, selling weapons and armour to Ferru Fane, the middle brother. It's not exactly clear what has been going on, but this Omar Endish was a part of it somehow. Gladstock had heard the request for reinforcements for the Desolation Involute. Alyssa had told him of it, and he has come here to provide assistance. He brought with you your gear, your clothing, weapons, food, a bag of limbs. And as you prepared to head to Gantry, Canni said a few words for the fallen Susie Suzuki. He was sorry, he said. He let her down! He should have been faster. And then he ate her arm, saving the claws. And he took from the fire in which she was burned ashes, which he smeared into his latest scar across his abdomen. You parted ways with Gladstock, Gaius giving the hybrid a hug. Gladstock hugged back. He felt very human to Gaius. And then down, down, and down you went, deep into the underhive, walking for hours, resting when you needed to. And it was late in the evening when you found the town of Gantry, this ramshackle collection of scrap and scaffold built around the ruin of a wrecked vessel which hangs from vast cables, suspended deep beneath Hive Desolation. Clum, a red walk ganger, and a surprisingly friendly one at that, welcomed you to the town and told you the rules, no guns, and the boss's word is law. And he told you of Vornas Crimson, the ruler of this place. And he told you of the Sanctionary Gallows, a bar and trade hub, where work could be found and a good time could be had. And he also mentioned his uncle, a twist with 3 arms named Clunk, a wanderer who had once visited the Carnival of Catastrophe. And for a moment, he seemed to think Canni looked familiar to him. And after leaving behind your firearms, you were allowed entry to Gantry. And this place seemed surprisingly clean and well maintained. The people here looked strangely well fed, almost happy. And everywhere you looked, you saw the familiar red hive leathers of the Red Walk, a flesh-cutter gang. You soon learned the reason for the name the Sanctionary Gallows. A number of skeletal corpses hung outside the establishment, dressed in the armour of the Desolation Sanctionaries. The law, it seems, is not welcome here. Inside, you were met by a friendly mutant named Eli, who knew just what sort of drink you would each want, and he served you hettlefish too. The place was noisy and busy, and from amongst the clientele came a heavily armoured man. He ordered a drink, and Eli called him by his name. Welcome back, Mr. Gnaeus. Now we can have this.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got two different ones playing at once. That's very weird. What's happened to the music? It's died! Let me try that again. There we go. All right.
Are we allowed to talk to Gnaeus?
Hang on a sec. It's been a while, says Eli, the barman. Boss know you're back.
Probably.
Growls the bald man.
Notices most things that come and go here.
Eli pours a drink for the man, who throws it back in one. It's been months, Gnaeus. Where you been? Asks Eli, pouring another drink.
Human there. Off-world.
Off-world core, fancy. You must be getting the big scores now, ain't ya?
Kinda.
So what you doing back here then? You said you were never coming back to Gantry.
Job. Up hive.
Right, a fancy noble with a price on his head. Well, I wouldn't want to be him. Gnaeus Lucilius always gets his man, don't he? A number of other people are in motion around the place too. Could you all make an awareness check, please?
Is it sight, Dave?
Yes.
I would have got +10 on mine.
Fail.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Awareness.
Something in my early guy.
Okay.
Okay.
There are a number of men. As you sit here listening to this conversation, you see a number of men sitting over here around this table. They look quite well dressed for down here in the Underhive. And the faces of those you can see, one of them has his back to you, but the faces of those you can see look quite regal in bearing, and they talk amongst themselves as the frail-looking brunette barmaid places another round of drinks before them, and she heads away, heading this way. No, she doesn't, because Roll20's decided I'm now changing my screen in some way, but I'm not. She heads this way. Around here. Beyond them, these obvious noble types, you can see a man in crimson robes, similar to those that Veneta wears. He openly wears the iconography of the Mechanicus. He appears to be jacked into a Vox terminal, and by his side, a young woman mops the ground. She glowers at the tech head before moving away to the east through this door, which opens and closes automatically behind her. Behind you, food is placed before two people that can only be described as Gantryites. The food is thick, hearty-looking bread with some sort of pungent soup. These two people who are sat here waiting for the soup are both heavily modified. Surely this is something of a rarity down here in the Underhive, and you don't really notice anyone else with as serious augmetics as these two. The serving girl smiles at the pair before moving away. Her tray still bears a few more bowls of soup as she heads south. Why is my cursor doing that?
Give the soup.
I'm gonna say.
I'll come back to that in a moment.
Dark.
A third serving girl, further to the south of where you are, you see this other serving girl here. She places a trio of small glasses that glow with faintly luminescent contents. She places them on this table between these three people that's near her now. And the man in the middle is a very muscular man. His face perhaps would be handsome ordinarily, but currently one of his eyes is blackened and swollen, and his nose appears freshly broken. On each arm he has a buxom young lady who you look like you might not want to physically touch with any of your own body parts. The serving girl then heads back up this way, past Canni and Otto, and through this door here, which opens and closes behind her. And as she comes through, a man walks through the other way. The serving girl smiles at this man. He has a somewhat mangled face. And he carries a wooden rack before him. He looks like he might be perhaps a simpleton. And he begins to move around the bar, collecting empty glasses and mugs, plates and bowls. And in the brief few moments that the door here is open, Otto, you see down the corridor to the east of your position. And you see a man in a chef's hat walking past. He has a complex mechanical arrangement looming over one shoulder with whisks and spatulas and other cooking implements. There is a faint tang of chemicals drifting from this open door to the east. Eli continues to speak to Gnaeus. So if the job's up there, what you doing down here, Gnaeus?
Meeting someone and trying to enjoy some privacy.
Sure, Gnaeus, sure. Soz. But I don't think you'll be getting much of that. Eli inclines his head to indicate the 5 people who are heading over towards the bar. Just... as this has gone on, as well, Canni, Eli, whilst talking to this Gnaeus chap, brings you a bowl of soup.
Cheers, mate. Lovely strong arms on that one over there, isn't there?
The soup, Canni, is very good. It's not like anything you've ever tasted before.
I'm going to drink it straight from the bowl.
I would expect no less.
And,
So this...
I get soup as well.
Okay. He brings you a bowl of soup. And Gaius, you can't help but notice that Eli...
Salad.
You what, sorry?
I was going to ask if he's got any salad.
Okay.
Got any salad?
Just Gaius, as you say, oh, can I have some soup as well? Eli turns round and already has a bowl in his hand before you finish the sentence and puts it down before you. And when Otto asks about salad, he does the same thing with a plate full of salad. It strikes you as unusual that such things as fresh leaves and vegetables and fruit would be available down here in the Underhive. It strikes you even more unusual that Eli seems to serve you before you ask for what you want. And you remember when you first came here as well, none of you ordered a drink. He just presented you with a drink that was each your favourite. These 5 people come down. They don't stand around Gaius. I don't know why I've put them around Gaius. They come and stand round Gnaeus. They each wear red-coloured leathers, They're dressed very similar to the gentleman Facebiter, who you slaughtered in Sal's with the combination of grenades and firebombs. And the ritual scars on their exposed flesh mark them out as flesh cutters. Canni and Gnaeus both are vaguely familiar with these gangs. Canni is currently wearing Facebiter's tricorn hat. The 5 flesh cutters stand surrounding this man named Gnaeus. One of them, a lithe, muscular woman with a shock of pink hair, speaks. She says, Well, Gnaeus Lucilius! Didn't think we'd see your mug around here again, not after last time. The boss will want to see you, of course.
Don't care.
Replies Gnaeus, throwing back another drink.
He's your boss, not mine.
He's everybody's boss! Growls a tall flesh cutter with metal studs pressed into his face. Down there in Gantry, all must pay homage to Mr. Crimson. You'd best go see him. The man at the bar, Gnaeus, simply takes another sip of his drink.
I'm having a drink. If he wants me, tell him he can come and find me. I'm sure you're about to go running to him anyway, like good little doggies, ain't you?
One of the men steps forward and begins to draw a long, serrated blade. Now, says Eli. Remember the rule! And he taps a sign above his head which reads, No violence in the gallows. The snarling flesh cutter puts his blade back. You'll get yours, Gnaeus, he says, before turning and stalking out of the bar. The other gangers follow, but the pink-haired woman lingers a moment. See you real soon, Gnaeus, she says, and trails a taloned set of fingers down the shoulder and back of the man's armour, and then leaves. And the armoured man, Gnaeus, picks up his drinks, plural, and heads over to a booth where he sits alone. What would you like to do?
I would like to eat my salad.
Okay.
Right,
This
so-
is, a mighty fine salad. Do you have any dressing?
As you say, mighty fine salad, do you have any? Eli holds out a little bowl of dressing for you.
Damn, you're good.
It's what I'm paid for, sir! I can't hear you, Johnny. Say again.
Yeah, you're-
thrown on the telephone. So,
It's quite hard to make you out, Johnny, tonight.
for your trouble. Oh, yeah, so I've got the.
Thank you, sir.
So, see if I can get it a bit closer.
Soup, Canni. What's that?
Say again, Hayden. I didn't get that.
Say, I'm loving the soup, Canni.
It is a very good soup, Canni. It reminds you of a soup that you had a couple of weeks back when Vanetta took you on a picnic and she had a thermos full of soup. She called it something. Make an intelligence test.
Alan knows, Canni doesn't.
Intelligence, eh? My only weakness.
I can't remember the name of it. About 1,400 kilometers away to the east, in a compound beneath a mountain, Vanetta and the other members of Mesmeron's team stalk along a corridor with their new friend Ted. Agent Reiselor, the man named Siegfried von Morton, shivers involuntarily for a moment.
Yeah, it reminds me of some soup. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, very nice, very nice.
Have I had my Hattlefish yet? Has it arrived, or have I already eaten it, or what's the situation with that?
That has arrived as well. Arrived around the same time as the soup.
Okay. I'm gonna try using the fish to mop up the remainder of my soup.
It's quite a
Child.
tough fish, so you can do this. It's not particularly flaky. It's an unusual flavour. It's not unpleasant. It's not the best thing you've ever eaten. You know, it's no human arm, but it's it's tasty enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat it quickly.
Okay.
Talk to Tranty with my mouth full.
Not really anything, Trevor. Not hungry.
No, truth be told, Canni, I'm feeling a little under the weather after last night's indulgences. And she looks at you, Gaius, and grins.
Canny's gonna look at them two, eyeing each other suspiciously, but then he's gonna go back to his heselfish.
Right. I've had a bit of a brain while we're here. So, with reminder of our objective at the moment. I've forgotten why we're actually.
Okay, so the reason you've come here is so bodies have been going missing from the Gallows Way. You were drawn to the Gallows Way by a pendant which vaguely fit the description of the Black Sphere. And after finding this pendant, you believe it might be a fragment of the missing 6th Black Sphere. And there was all these dead bodies that looked like they'd been mutilated. Workers from that factorum, and also some of the bodies were dead bodies, because that was a place where the dead are stored. You've been sniffing around trying to figure out, what's been going on. It turns out one of the bodies, the guy with the pendant, was a man called Darnis Fane. And Darnis is one of 3 brothers who run that factorum. The other 2 brothers have disappeared and have not been seen for several months. You were then attacked by cultists of Nurgle. You defeated them. You went to the factorum proper rather than the storage area, where you found signs of a chaos cult. You were also attacked by more cultists. It seems some of the workers were cultists. And you found... you heard rumours that bodies had been going missing from this factorum. And you found evidence of this when you entered the place. And that the bodies had been traded with a man named Omar Endish in the town of Gantry. And that's why you've headed here. This is Gantry, this underhive settlement.
Search now Omar Endish.
Yes, your objectives, if you look in Roll20, there is a handout called Desolation of the Dead Current Mission and Story, and it's got your objectives there. Find and secure the pendant, which you've done. Discover where the discover where the pendant came from, because it may be connected to the Black Orbs. You're fairly certain it is connected to the Black Orbs now, but you don't know where it came from. If you remember, the 6th Black Orb was stolen. When you were fighting Speyer, it was left in a tunnel somewhere and somebody took it. Also find out where the bodies are going, find and question Omar Endish, who appears to be buying the bodies, and find the other 2 brothers, Tormus and Feru Fane. These are the extra objectives that Gladstock has set you since you saw him again. And then there's a big bit of blurb there about everything you've learned so far.
Okay.
I can't select that.
Okay, I'm gonna finish up my food then. Stand up, belch again.
Okay.
So,
Maybe we should have a little wander around, see if we can find any info out. What do you reckon, Gaius? This is your mission.
Yeah, I reckon. Let's go find out. Have a chinwag for people. What shall we pose ourselves at?
we've come down as basically anything but Arbites, haven't we? We've come down as just kind of general mercs, I think, or we've come down here like pretending that we're looking for work, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so originally you were like pretending to be a special investigation Arbeits team, but then Gnaeus switched into his old armour, dirtied it up a bit, and yeah, you basically were like, we're now mercenaries.
Yeah, so we can always ask about actual work and try and find about Mr. What's his chops? Mr. Omar.
Dish.
What are you doing?
Alright, so I'm gonna look at the
You're putting
barman.
in and out, Johnny. We're not hearing you properly, buddy.
Okay, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Yes, can you
Hear
just
me now? You can hear me now, right? Okay. I'm gonna ask the barman if he knows of a gentleman called Omar Endish. He's our employer.
Kenny's gonna look a bit suspicious when he says this, and but
Ask where we might find where we might find a Mr. Omar.
Give me a fellowship test, please. Sorry, an inquiry test, or if you don't have inquiry, a fellowship test. If you do have inquiry, it'd be at +10. If it's fellowship, it'll be at -10.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably go for inquiry. Okay. Inquiry at -10, is it?
Inquiry at +10.
+10.
Okay.
It hurts to ask the questions, does it?
You're asking Eli this, are you?
Yeah, because he's a barman, he'd know a lot of people, wouldn't he? I mean, he's a trade partner in that as well.
All right.
Yeah,
Do you have any, Johnny?
Yeah, I do with Otto.
oh, he's confident there, wasn't he? So confident. Too confident, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm riding high. Okay.
He's becoming immune to our weapons.
Okay, so that's a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
He looks you up and down for a moment and says, yeah, I know Omar, didn't I? Yeah. He does most of the trade in this town goes through Mr. Endish. Sometimes he works out the back here, but he's not here right now. You might find him up at his house.
Could you tell me where that is? And I'm gonna slide like 5 frames across the table.
Okay. There's forward towards the tangle, right at the top of the gantry. You can't miss it. Endish Manor. It's the only one that looks like you could call it a manor.
Yeah. Do you know what he looks like? You know, I mean, just so we're not. We've just been told he might be looking for people to employ for his various enterprises.
Well, you said a minute ago he was your employer, and you don't know what he looks like.
Yeah, I changed my mind about that, like Dave. Changed my mind about that one. Don't try and catch me out, like. I'm way ahead of you.
I don't think you were. Give me a deception check, actually, please, Otto.
Oh God, deception. He's not a deceptive kind of guy. Deceive. Got a natural 1. Roll. Get 1. Not doing anything.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah, you get through with that. I see.
Yeah, he does employ people from out of town via remote means. It makes perfect sense that you might not know what he looks like. Short chap, dark hair, dark skin, off-world accent. Can't miss him. Stands out like a sore thumb.
Thank you very much. You've been most helpful.
That's my job.
Yes, you are very good at your job, sir. It's always nice to see somebody who takes pride and has a passion for his work.
I always enjoyed serving people, you see. There's no better in life than making people smile, whether it be through food or drink or information or a humorous anecdote.
Which was the salad, my good man? I'll be happy to pay for.
Oh, that's that salad. The name of it is humorous anecdote.
All right. Oh, very good. That's a good one.
Chef thinks he's a funny man, you know. He's not.
Yeah. Yes, I think I agree with you there. But he's a very talented chef.
He is. The
The
things he can do with an egg and a whisk.
Wow. If ever you were short of a selling point or slogan, that was it. The things he can do with an egg and a whisk.
He leans in close and says, he can do other things too, with pipettes and syringes and stuff. If you take my meaning, wink, wink. I don't know why I'm pretending to do this clandestine down here. He sells drugs too.
What, like based in Turkey, space turkeys and stuff?
I mean, yeah, the space turkeys. Come on, this is the fucking sump, not the upper hive. Sump turkeys down here.
Some turkeys. Love it. Well, that's good. It's good to know. If I need to, score, is he the man to see?
Oh yeah. He makes his own stuff mostly. Truth be told, the stuff he makes is generally better than the stuff he doesn't make that he also sells. He has a habit of cutting the stuff he buys, but the stuff he makes is beautiful.
Thank you for the recommendation. This is turning into quite an interesting trip. Shall we, gentlemen? And then I'll just gesture.
Me and Hayden have wandered off already. I don't know if Hayden's still with us. I can't see Hayden or hear him.
I'm here.
Oh, cool.
I'd
wandered off, or else I would have chipped in
kids'
with
tablets time, so...
No worries. Just saving on bandwidth, I understand. Like Canni's already wandered off at this point, or else I'd be jumping in with the chef, I suppose. But I thought I'd wander off with Gnaeus. Maybe talk to some of the guys.
When I looked at the chef earlier before I wandered off, he looks me back. Dave, do you get me?
Say again, sorry, the chef?
I look at the chef, open my mouth, well, not the chef, the barman.
Alright.
Before I go, Eli. And what's to get me?
Depends what you're going to ask for.
Okay. Really tested him out this time.
He knows what you want. Dave doesn't.
Are you trying to check whether Dave is actually a wizard?
Yes, it's a
real wizard.
Wizards suit of wizards. Right, anyway.
Are you having a magic off? Are you wielding sorcery at one another?
Can't reveal that secret. So yeah, the barman passes me 2 drinks, alcoholic drinks.
Okay.
What alcoholic drinks are there in this place?
Well, that is a very good question that I can answer. And it has a real answer. And the answer goes like this. Where's my notes?
I had a magic cabbage once.
Here we go. Right.
Okay.
So you have already had this conversation with him when you first walked in. He has Amasec, which he sells by the glass or by the bottle. He has something called Gorsk Gin. Again, sells by the glass or the bottle. He also
I'll
has...
have a bottle of Amasik
Okay.
glasses.
As you turn and ask for it, he already has it in his hand. And he says, 12 thrones, please, sir.
You're just too good, you. Right.
It's a gift, sir.
My gift? Why?
Well, you see, when I was younger, before I started to look like this, and he's quite corpulent and green, he looks like a fat lizard. He says, I was quite a handsome man, and I was sent to bartender school in the Midhive. And I had grand dreams and desires to go on to become one of the greatest barmen Desolation had ever seen. But then one day, I fell during a hive quake and ended up in the sump. And when I crawled out, I looked like this, you see. And over the years, I've got worse and worse as the corruption and the mutation has changed me at a genetic level. But I still have my skills. I can read people, you see. It's my job to look at what people want and give them their heart's desire, as long as, of course, their heart's desire is drinks and food.
So you must accept this money then?
Absolutely.
I will take 12 thrones off my...
At the end of the day, this is still a business, sir, and it's not my business, and so I must charge you for the privilege of the drink. If it was up to me, I would give all the alcohol away, but I have an employer, same as most people.
Oh, thank you very much, Eli. It's
You're most welcome, sir.
the greatest bartender I've ever met.
Oh, that is a true compliment. Thank you for your kind words.
Right, I'm going to turn to Fanny.
I've already buggered off, mate. And
Can you
don't
bugger it off?
don't call me Fanny. Good job I've buggered off, or else I'll have to hit you.
Oh, I'm going to wander around having a listen. Just go listen around here.
I'm wandering off.
Okay, I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna see if I can follow Canni. Because he'll keep me safe, and he can give me lifts and stuff like that. So my little frail legs and things. So
All right. Okay, so
Master Blaster time, Canni.
Francier's gonna wander along. So Otto, you're off with Canni, are you?
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna put Transier with Gnaeus then. As you're walking away from the bar, Gnaeus, you see this woman in the red dress. When you entered, she was stood over by this booth here, which is where the gangers were, and she was dancing provocatively before these five dancers. Five guardsmen. Fucking gangers. Whatever they are. Now they've left. She's sort of been looking around the bar for a while, and she sees you, and she walks past you and Trantier as you're making your way away, and she is very close to you, Gnaeus, as she walks by, and she gives you a very seductive smile. And she's got a little bit of a swagger going on. Her hips are swaying back and forth as she walks past. I'd like you to make an awareness test, please, as she walks by.
Avoid it out of the way.
You're doing what, sorry?
It's site-based.
Yes? Okay. She doesn't touch you or anything, and as you
Can I
step
re-roll
alongside to yeah, if you want.
No.
Okay.
I know everything.
Okay, yeah, she doesn't touch you or anything. And as you step out of her path, she doesn't divert her her direction to step any closer to her or anything like that. But you do notice as she passes by, there is the glint of something in her ear. And you also notice she has jewellery, like piercings all over her neck and face. And you see some of these seem to glint with what you think might be circuitry. And with that natural one, you straight away know what you're seeing here. You realise she's wearing quite a high-tech Vox built into her augmetics, built into her piercings, and also an earpiece in her ear. It looks like much more than your average mid-hiver would have access to, never mind the sort of thing that someone down here in the underhive would have access to.
Okay. Tech con.
Okay, what are you up to, Gaius?
Did you see that tech in the neck?
No, Gaius, I did not. And she turns around and starts peering after this woman in the red dress.
Right. Me, sir. I talk to Obed Rot.
Okay. I'm just going to...
The mercenaries. Looking for work. Wondered if you could point any contacts our way.
Right, hang on a sec. I'm just going to grab a beer and then I'll deal with that. Okay, so this guy, as you approach him and say, you're mercenaries looking for work and what have you, he turns to look at you, and you see that this guy and the woman sat opposite him, both quite heavily modified. Some of the augments that the guy has put you in mind of the sort of thing you've seen Veneta have. The woman looks maybe 10 years younger than him. She doesn't have as much in the way of augmetics. She obviously has some sort of crude eye augment, not a fancy one like yours. It's quite visible. And her right arm is replaced with a low-grade augmetic. I'd like you to make a tech use test, please, as you study these two people, as you speak to them. The guy, Obed, also has a crude servo arm. It's not, a mechadendrite or anything. It's just literally a very small servo arm that comes over his shoulder. You don't recognise what any of these augments are for. There's nothing obvious about them. They could be anything. And he looks you up and down, Gaius. Says, "Oh, well, yeah. You come to Gantry looking for work, have you? Yeah. Well, colour me absolutely shocked. It's depends what sort of work you're looking for. If you're looking for, protection detail. There's trade caravans out into the wastes and up into the mid-hive all the time. Mr. Endish deals with them. If you're looking for work protecting the town itself, well, I think Mr. Vaughnus only likes to trust that sort of work to members of the Red Walk."
Alright. So, caravans, you're saying, for more mercenary work, I'd say. So, what do you say, Mr. Endish?
Yeah, Omar Endish.
Omar Endish. And where would I find him, sir?
What do I look like? A fucking directory? The girl starts laughing. She goes,
Oh, thank you very much, anyway. Very helpful. Have a good day.
Yeah, whatever, mate. You too. You get the impression that he wasn't trying to be particularly malicious in his comment. He's just, trying to be humorous in front of this young lady. And he necks his drink back, She sips at hers, and you see her flutter her eyelashes at him a little bit.
Hey, move away from there.
All right. We'll come back to you in a moment, Gaius. If you want to, while I deal with Canni, if you want to choose wherever you want to go next, Advantier will follow you. Canni, what are you up to?
I'm wandering around the bar. I've seen a little group of people. Just want to ask what they look like, and then I'll go up and talk to them.
All right. These gentlemen. Okay, so the one on the left. He's quite a lean-looking gentleman, quite tall, very well-coiffed hair, very high-fashion clothes, and some pretty prominent bling as well. And you see on his belt he has a sword. I would like you to make a tech use test, please. Canni? You're not sure what sort of weapon this could be, but he gives you an impression of kind of like maybe some sort of noble slumming it. If you remember, quite some time back, when you first went looking for Zack's Holfane, you met three young gentlemen who can only be described as gangers slumming it in the mid-hive. And I would like you, please, Canni, to make a common law. Do you have common law Desolation or common law Imperium?
Yeah, I've got common law Desolation.
Yeah, make a common law Desolation test, please, and it'll be plus 20 because of your criminal background.
Failed, Dave.
Okay. Yeah, you have heard of minor nobles, bored minor nobles, that basically travel down Hive and form these bizarre little gangs on Desolation. But you've never really encountered any other than those handful you fought and killed in a bar. You've maybe fought a couple in the carnival, but you wouldn't know. And you're not really familiar with any of the names of these gangs. The woman to the south of you is wearing quite a tight-fitting dress with what look like armoured panels sewn into it. And hanging from her, she has lots of random objects. It looks like there's a couple of small animal skulls and bird feathers and bits of bric-a-brac just hanging off her clothing everywhere. And she has this amulet around her neck with a strange symbol on that you don't recognise. And one of her eyes looks like it might be a bit bigger than the other, and she kind of squints at her companions. She looks a little deranged. And she seems to gaze at this well-dressed man quite fondly. You get the impression she might have a thing for this very well-dressed gentleman. And then the third figure around the table, this hulking figure that you see opposite the well-dressed man, he looks like, for want of a better phrase, a slab of meat in a leather harness. His muscles are bulging out of this leather strap sort of outfit he's wearing. And he's just sat there. He's got a huge mug of something in front of him, which he sips from occasionally. On his back, he has a large chainsword. And he sits basically with one finger, large finger up a large nostril, just having a good dig about. Doesn't seem to be paying much attention to what his companions are talking about. And I'd like you to make an awareness test. It's not sight-based, it would be hearing-based.
Okay. We're going for a fail all the rolls today.
Okay, you can see the man and the woman are talking. The man's doing most of the talking. But the music in it is quite loud and his voice is low. You can't make out what he's saying, but you can see that this woman is hanging off his every word. But the big chap just carries on having a good root around up his nose to see what he can find.
What about that smag fellow?
Oh, he's just a little fella sitting on his own, enjoying a bowl of soup. He's a very small fellow. He puts you in mind of Otto, actually. He's quite a slight guy. He looks like he might be quite old for an underhiver, you know, maybe all of 35, 36. And he has... his face is a little twisted. It looks like it's a little bit lopsided. And he has... he's dressed in almost rags. And he has a pole propped up against the table with what looks like a some sort of ignition device on the end.
Collie says hi.
Hi, Collie.
Yeah.
Says hello.
Well,
Okay.
Oh.
I'm upset at the minute because she's trying to fix Linda and it's not as easy as I'm trying to explain to her when you're in an anxious, like really bad place. There's no easy fix of sorting it out. Yeah, so can I
The music, Dave.
Say again.
I like the music.
Nice and atmospheric, isn't it?
like she's waiting
I can't hear it on this, so this is what I do have to say.
for extra and she's
Oh, unless I turn the sound off. Let me just see if that's the thing.
it's getting backdated. Obviously, until it's backdated, she's going to stress about it because that's what I would do. And Linda's a lot like me when it comes to the anxiety and the stress, and I've been there and lived it, so I understand a woman who hasn't lived it. Yeah, she has her own anxieties herself, but not to the extent that me and Linda have had. So, trying to explain that to Helen. So Helen had a conversation for an hour and a half with Linda, didn't get anywhere, and then said, oh, maybe me and Nicole can come round and see you tomorrow night, or maybe I can come see you tonight. She didn't get an answer, it was just like, oh, well, maybe,
So,
you know, when I'm having the airport days, Linda's having a maybe day.
hey, it's Carl Rogg.
Sometimes
Dress wearing.
it's
I
just
see.
I only do that if he was standing behind Canni. So,
This guy, by the way, is size-wise comparable to Canni, but Canni's got like quite a significant layer of body fat, whereas this warg guy doesn't. He is just pure muscle. He looks like Canni would look if Canni worked out, basically.
God. Yeah.
because
beast. Yeah.
Right, we'll switch back to Gnaeus.
Alright.
I was talking to Collie. Okay, so Gnaeus, you head over to this chap in armour that looks very similar to what you're wearing, but better. The armour he's got on is like somewhere between what you're wearing now and your Arbeit's armour. It looks slightly high tech, and I would like you to make both. I would like you to make an awareness roll, site based, if that makes a difference, and possibly a tech use test, depending on what you roll.
Can I myself plus 10 for my awareness of site based? Use test. I'll tell it.
Okay, yeah. You think the armor he wears might be military in origin. It's clearly better than law enforcement, and it's better than anything you've ever seen a civilian wearing before. But it's not got any like insignia, any rank on it, anything like that. Perhaps it's stolen. Perhaps he's a former soldier that somehow has kept his armor. Maybe he's AWOL. You don't know, but it strikes you that the armor is military in origin.
gonna go up to her and my second drink. Some second, and just can I have just a minute of your time, sir? This armour, is that military spec stuff I'm wearing?
I would like you to make a fellowship roll of some kind. You know, whatever you want to do this as, charm or whatever, or just straight fellowship.
You can't. Try one more time with a fate point.
The man looks up for a moment, pauses, just got his drink sort of halfway to his mouth. He pauses for a moment, looks you up and down, and then just goes, "Fuck off," throws his drink down.
Wow.
It's you too, sir.
What a nice guy.
Not as friendly to Gnaeus as he was old Dick Pincher, is he?
Hey
He's
guys.
still brooding over Dick Pincher.
Maybe he is. Maybe that's what's up with him. Maybe that's why he's a bit grumpy.
Sorry about that. What did I miss?
I just switched away from you to Gnaeus. Gnaeus has just gone up to Gnaeus and offered him a drink and basically said, Gnaeus noticed that...
Nice strong arms you've got, Gnaeus.
Yeah. So he basically noticed that the armour Gnaeus is wearing is definitely not civilian or law enforcement. Gnaeus seems to think it's military spec. And Gnaeus tried to ask him about it, to which Gnaeus politely told him to fuck off.
Fuck off. Very good.
Yeah.
I might just go for a quick slash and then maybe get some biscuits and then I'll be back. Sorry about that, but
Yeah, I'm gonna get a
just had to have a little chat with Collie, so
Yeah, I'll carry on with Gnaeus.
Was speaking to some people, eh?
Okay, so are you walking away from Gnaeus?
Yeah. Someone wants to bloody talk.
Trantia's going to go, really? How rude! And follow you, Gnaeus.
No. Say much to have some manners. Say loudly.
Granty has become C-3PO.
Yeah. Does that make Gnaeus R2-D2 right now?
Yeah.
We don't want talking any sense around here. I'm gonna go and over here. Stand here for a minute and listen around this area. A bit my am sack. We have want to. Do you want this trans? I end up a disaster again, but oh well.
Perhaps a hair of the sump dog and all that?
Yeah, that's the one. Cheers, Transier.
She throws it back and she grimaces a little, but she's okay.
Fine.
Yep, you're fine. Trantier's okay as well. As you're standing there, like, sort of talking to Trantier, I'd like you to make a concealment roll for me. And this isn't because you're trying to be stealthy or anything. This is just to see if anyone notices you sort of lurking nearby while you're trying to hear it, listening to this conversation.
I'm the worst person at concealing anything. I certainly am. Look at me! I'm stood next to you! Obviously staring over your shoulder.
I'd also like you to make an awareness test. This is not sight-based. This would be hearing-based.
Something.
All right. Hey, so you overhear these four people that are sitting around this little table speaking a little. You get the impression that the The guy to the north of them, the guy whose name you don't know, but his token is Galen Bim. You get the impression he's the leader of these 4 people. You can see he's wearing, like, basically quite a fancy suit. But you get the impression it might be armoured from the rigidity of it. And you see on his belt he has a very thin-bladed rapier. He's wearing some quite fancy clothing. Seems to have a lot of jewellery on show as well. And you overhear him speaking with his companions. The guy to the west doesn't seem to say anything. He just seems to listen. The guy to the east chimes in a couple of times. He's quite a handsome man. Also looks like he might be of noble bearing. In fact, he's a very handsome man, and the way he speaks, you can see, is very charming. But the gentleman Galen Bim does do most of the talking, and he refers to something called the Jolly Cup. And you hear him say something about this next scheme, gentlemen, will propel the Jolly Cup to heights of fame and fortune like none we have ever considered before. He says, I have heard tell of a Xenos specimen, a particularly dangerous Xenos specimen that has been stolen from from a lord's private collection somewhere up Hive. And his friend to the east, who is named Kytion, says, are you referring to Lord Saxion Dale's private collection of beasts? And then Galen Bim suddenly notices you, Gaius, standing there and says, mum's the word. It appears we have some potential rivals trying to listen in upon our plans and schemes. The guy to the south, Gideon Van Flint, starts ranting about Xenos at the mention of this Xenos collection. Says, "'Tis heresy to keep collections of such beasts, private or public. We should seek out this noble and purge him." To which Galen says, Now, we can't go around purging our employers, can we?" And then they shut up as they notice you watching and trying to listen in.
We're not here. He's in.
All right. I'm going to go back to Alan. Canni and Otto are stood over here. So, what are you up to, Canni? Kind of left you hanging there.
Yeah, sorry about that. So I'm going to wander up to this guy who I don't know his name, but his token says Elias.
Yep.
It's him who I'm going to pay attention to. I'm going to tip my tricorn hat to him, and I walk up to him and say, "Excuse me, name's I can't remember if I gave a false name when I came in here, but it doesn't matter. Name's yeah, probably. Name's I'm gonna fuck that off. Name's Canni. I'm new around town, see, and you look like a man of means. Perhaps you might know where a man could make some money, spend some money."
Well, to spend money in this particular town, you're in the right place, my good sir. As for making money, well, it depends what, and he eyes you up and down and says, line of work you're into.
I'm mostly in the line of work which involves smashing people's faces.
Ah, well, perhaps you should speak.
I open the pipe up and go, I'm his manager. I deal with contracts and things like that. He deals with the smashing.
Well, I could see that should the roles be reversed, you probably wouldn't be very successful. You perhaps have heard of Absalom?
You're trying to say I can't make a contract? Canni could make a good contract.
As you start to get a little angry, Canni, you see the guy with the finger up his nose suddenly shifts in the chair, and you hear him. You hear a low growl.
I'm going to scratch my forehead.
Says, "Oh no, I was suggesting nothing of the sort, my good man. I was merely suggesting that your companion here doesn't look like much of a fighter."
Oh no, he isn't. Bit of a kill stealer, mine, but not a fighter.
Oh, I know a few of those. Well, if fighting is your thing,
As Kenny says, kill stealer, Otto's just gonna take out his fingers and make a pistol and go that and wink that.
if fighting is your thing, we do have the current champion of the Tangle in the establishment this evening. I believe Mr. Absalom is over there somewhere. He gestures vaguely towards the bar. Says, celebrating his latest win. But of course, if you're looking for more... yes, Tangle.
What is this Tangle you speak of?
He points up and says the whole of the town of Gantry is held from a large girder over the Sump River by a network of cables, ropes, such like. We call it the Tangle.
All right.
I see. What sort of business?
So how does one make money from this? Well, is there any? Is it a fighting arena you're talking about, or?
Well, yes. To put it simply, there are a number of different styles of fights that go on within Gantry, but most of them aren't really sporting, if you understand my meaning. But in the Tangle has rules that must be obeyed. You know, you've got to make it at least seemingly legit to get people to keep coming back, haven't you? But there's gambling to be had, fighting to be had, that sort of thing. Of course, if you really want to fight, the true fight isn't up there. It's out there, beyond the walls of the city.
Why?
Yes, indeed it is. It's a jungle out there. An urban jungle.
Perhaps you mean something a bit more specific.
I take it you've never been out in the wastes, my good friend Canni, was it?
Yeah, Canni. No, not been in the wastes.
Out in the wastes, my new friend, there are warriors who make yourself look like a small child. There are beasts that could tear a man in half with one single digit. In fact, that is my profession. Elias Myklitov is the name.
I'm gonna extend my hand.
Otto just turns around and just
And look at Argo.
just hides behind Kenny and just starts chuckling to himself.
What's funny about that?
I'm gonna extend my hand. I'm gonna say,
Surely nothing can live out in the wastes.
Oh,
The
it's...
polluted death trap.
Well, truth be told, my good sir, a lot of the stories of just how horrifically polluted it is out there are greatly exaggerated. Of course, there are pockets of places here and there that would kill you within moments, but with a few chems, anti-rad tablets, that sort of thing, one can survive in the waste for quite some time. And the creatures we fight, and the ragtag bands of nomads that wander the wastelands, they have survived for generations and adapted to their environment. You look like you could handle yourself. I'm in the business of hunting big game for sport and other uses. If you are in need of employment, a man of your stature could find himself earning a pretty coin in my employ out in the wastelands. I find myself a little short-handed of late.
Otto's going to, straighten himself, try and straighten himself up, and be like, when he says a man of your stature, thinking he's talking about him.
let's say,
What's the pay like in your employ, my good man?
Well, generally speaking, it's based upon a share principle, depending on what we hunt. You see, there are certain people that live far above this town who have a taste for exotic meats. We hunt to order most of the time. Sometimes we hunt for other reasons. Have you ever hunted a man, Canni?
Exotic meat. Yeah. I've well, not hunted so much, but I've faced men in the arena. I've always faced me face to face. They've never run away. Not to start with.
Well, some men do run away, Canni. They run from their past. Are you
much of a
familiar
runner.
with... yes. Are you familiar with the concept of oath-breaking, Canni?
Yeah, the fate of the Oathbreaker is death.
I'm going to
Yes.
spit on the floor.
And sometimes, warg mimics you when you spit on the floor. Sometimes those who break their oaths flee into the wasteland, thinking that they can escape justice. And when they do, sometimes people like myself and my companions here are hired to bring them back or not, depending on the wishes of the employer, if you understand.
It's a very, very intriguing offer that you make, and I'll certainly entertain it. Where would you be staying if I want to come back and take you up on this?
Well, we're usually to be found in and around the town when we're in between jobs. We don't currently have a job. Until we get one, you'll find us here most days. We usually come here in the evening to blow off a little steam.
Jolly good. Well, it's been a pleasure, and yeah, it's a very interesting opportunity. Always wanted to see the wastes.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Canni, there's not much to see, but it can be an interesting experience, and it's very rarely dull.
Yeah.
Kenny's going to look excited at this prospect.
You probably have heard a few stories about the beasts that live out in the wastes, but a lot of them are considered to be a bit like Tales of the Loch Ness Monster. You know, a lot of people are like, "Oh, I've seen the beast out there," and other people are like, "Don't be fucking stupid. Nothing can live out there." They all speak like this when they're telling the stories.
Okay, so I'm going to make my farewells and nod to him and nod to the others. I'm going to head off from this table.
Okay. Gnaeus, what are you up to?
I'm back over there. I was a bit nosy. use my guidance points. Alright.
What, guys?
Alright, Canni. What do you know?
Yeah, some bounty hunters over here. Hunt big game or hunting oathbreakers. Could get some employ if we didn't already have a job. It seems pretty interesting.
I heard from the other group that this man over here is something to do with all the big business in the game.
He what? Sorry, I didn't catch that, mate. What'd you say?
Oh, got something for a gang of people there about him being what were those words? Going out hunting game. He's got the market on it, something like that.
They were discussing hunting a Xenos specimen that had escaped from a lord's private collection.
Oh yeah. There's more out there than what you think. Xenos.
Xenos, eh?
Who knows? What they're packing? Sounds fun. Okay, back on target. It's
If only we didn't have an employee already.
if you want it. All was tempted, Canni. No, must get cracking back on the mission.
Yeah, seems like a place a man could put down roots down here.
So, on that note, the Gallows Way, the Gantry, the town of Gantry that is here now that you are in, and this bar will always be available to you in the game from now on, if you wish to travel all the way down here. That being said, anything could happen. But yeah, this is a place to potentially find jobs on the side.
It's another distraction. Another distraction from the true story.
Splendid. So you
We're not easily. It's just a good thing we're not easily distracted, Dave.
we're laser focused on what was we doing again, guys?
Why are we here?
Yeah. Did you learn anything about our mark then,
He's a
guys?
sick VR. I heard he's the best person to find work off in this area. Some people didn't know where he lived.
What about you?
Did you hear it?
No, I know nothing about him. In fact, I forgot to ask about him. I got.
Well, I know where he lives. I know where he lives. He lives in what's his face manor. What's its face, Dave?
Endish Manor.
Oh,
Yeah. What? Sorry, say that again.
Endish Manor.
Endish Manor, and I've got an address. Shall we, gentlemen?
what we are we going to play then? Shall we just go and fuck him up or what? Or do you want to play it?
No, we'll go and ask him. Go and
him for
impose his pension. Ask him for some work.
Yeah. Maybe we, if he buys corpses, maybe we can pretend that we're selling them.
Yeah.
I've got I've got a big bag of bits here.
You have actually, yeah. Do you want to discuss how you want to do this and how you want to proceed while I just go for a wee? Please carry on. I can always find out what you said later.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, guys?
I think that sounds like a solid plan. To be fair.
Well, we can go and see. We can always go and play it by ear a bit, but
Well,
see if he's hiring.
yeah.
What do you reckon, guys?
I reckon if we're coming out round here wanting to do some work, I reckon he'd probably want our skills. He'd look at you and think, yeah, I'll look at him. Look at me. And then we've got Trantier looks. And then we've got Otto,
So he's,
who's like the piece in the hole.
Yeah. So maybe he'll talk to us. I mean, so if he's hiring,
Good one, guys. I'm on the same page with you there.
yeah, we need to get him alone, don't we, and find out what he knows. Put the squeeze on him.
Yeah, so we can go see if we can get a bit of a working interview with him. And if he starts annoying us, we'll kill his henchmen and then question him.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Then we need to find out about this fucking. I'm gonna whisper a little bit. This fucking cult. Hey, we need to cut the head off the snake, don't we?
We'll squeeze.
That's an idea.
Do.
Cape out.
We do, but first we need to milk. We need to get those fangs out and milk them for all they've got.
Mensack. Right. What are you up to?
We're off to see the wizard.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz. All right.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that.
Did you want to do a bit more chatting in here?
No, it's nothing that can't wait. We'll stick on this for now. We're just we've been focusing our queries on this Omar, but we also need to kind of ask about these kind of plague cultists as well, don't we? See if we find out anything about those. Because they're around here somewhere, aren't they? We think, or maybe they're in the wastes.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe we'll find them.
Right. That's where I would live if I was a plague cultist.
Okay, so we go up to Omar Manor then.
Yeah, sounds like a plan to me.
I'm just going in it for a wee.
All right. I'll wait for Hayden to get back.
Nearly finished this first squad of paratroopers.
Is this your commission work, Johnny?
Yeah, they were started the basing process of them, and then honestly, guys, it's just so nice painting something that isn't a GW. Such a nice change. I mean, I've got all my stuff like I've got my stuff lined up there. I'm sort of working on. I've got like my Tiger tank and my other vehicles and stuff there, and I've got like an artillery piece that I've got to work on for my own force, and I've got a couple of armored cars coming as well for my Germans. So it's like there's so many. It's like there's so many different ways of doing your tactics and stuff because there's such a variety of different vehicles and units and stuff as well. It's like you can literally construct like I don't know. I've gone for like a late war force, but I'm sort of changing it this time. You can tow artillery and transport guys, like which you can obviously in 40k as well. But it's like because it's got that historical element. I love it. Absolutely love it. Although now that I'm painting British troops, I do actually feel like a traitor every time I'm playing against the British because I'm using the Germans and I'm fighting against the British and I'm trying to kill them. I do actually feel a little bit bad.
You're a fascist at heart, Johnny. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I've always thought that about Johnny as well. To be fair. I mean, in the best possible way, but
yeah, I'm not nasty with it. You know what I mean? Like it's just
it's just a purer society. That's what.
Yeah,
that's what you want.
That's all he wants. It's not too much to ask, Alan.
Just want the utopian society that we've all been dreaming of.
I've not painted anything in ages, man. I'm really struggling to get any enthusiasm to paint at the minute.
I haven't needed
so far away. It seems so far away. Painting one model seems impossible at the minute. Let alone painting an army, man. It's
I mean, there's pretty quick ways of doing them and stuff as well. It's like, but then again, I say pretty quick ways. I think the Germans were easier for me to paint than these guys. Because of the amount
is that because they're all the same blonde hair and blue eyes? So it's.
You don't have to change paint,
Dave, yeah, you got me there.
I used to be quite proud of the fact that I was the only one gaming with us originally, and our gangs have like a proper multicultural full ratio for race. Colour. Two of each.
My scavies were all the colours of the rainbow. I don't know what you're on about.
They were.
Well, I can't make a rainbow.
I've got a black Deathwing Sergeant. Just one.
Awesome.
I mean, the others. I mean, Space Marines could be all sorts of colours. They always have helmets on, don't they? So.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
White armour, black skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? It's a good contrast, like,
A really confused member of the KKK. Right, Hayden's back.
In disguise.
Alright, so it's around, according to your chronos, it's around 8 PM in the evening as you begin to head out of the Sanctionary Gallows. And Gantry is... it's not a massive town, and it's all built on scaffolds and gantries, hence the name, that are all bolted around the this ship that is pointing downwards towards this river beneath this hanging tangle of cables and sheets that form this strange pendulum-like town. And you follow the instructions given to you, heading up and up. And eventually you come to the bulbous top of this city, and you see this area as well that was described to you earlier, the tangle. You can see it on this picture that I've put up as well, this area at the top where all the cables and chains and everything that tether this city within a city. And standing to one side is this strange sight. Endish Manor turns out to be, inexplicably, an actual house way down here, deep beneath the city, built upon what looks like a mound of long since cooled industrial slag. It appears to be ancient and crumbling, but still mostly intact. And you think that perhaps, centuries ago it was perhaps quite grand. It's only 2 stories, it's not a massive building, but it was perhaps once quite a grand place. And you can see soft light flickering from the windows within, which are quite grubby. But there's no sign of any movement as you approach. There's no guards. There's no gates. It's just there on this mound of slag. This house. What would you like to do?
Let's ring the doorbell if there is one.
There is not a doorbell, but there is a very elaborate door knocker, which looks like a gargoyle's head with a sort of hoop hanging from it.
Sounds good.
I'm going to use the knocker very loudly.
Okay.
I hope the door opens and it creaks ominously.
It does, as a matter of fact.
Awesome.
And after a few moments, you'd hear the creak of this door. It opens, maybe 6 inches or so, and this withered, pale face peers out. And there's a man stood there, and he's dressed in what look like layer upon layer of simple robes with a thick hood that's got kind of a ribbed effect pulled up over his pale, liver-spotted, aged head. And he has thick spectacles perched upon his nose. And he gives the impression that he's giving each of you an appraising look before he speaks. And he says, "Yes? Is there something I can help you with?"
Hello, we're looking for what's that guy's name again? Sorry, I've got some shit memory.
We're looking for what's his face? Omar.
Omar, we're looking for Omar Endish. Is he your employer?
Is he your gaffer?
We're
Yes.
looking for work.
Mr. Endish is my employer, yes. He's currently busy. Do you have an appointment?
No, we don't have an appointment. How would we make an appointment? Do we get your people to ring our people, or
That's certainly one
Or
way of
maybe-
doing it.
or maybe we could just squeeze us in? Like, I mean,
Canni, I would like you to make a charm or fellowship test.
I'm going to belch as I say it.
Well, you would make an appointment through me. I am Dagan, Mr. Endish's personal assistant, accountant, librarian, and manservant.
Wow, you've got quite a lot of responsibilities.
you wear
I
many
have.
hats.
I wear many hats, and I am not paid sufficiently for any of them.
I am sorry to hear that. How much would it cost for you to fit us in very shortly?
Give me a... Oof, Otto.
Give me a bribe roll.
Give me a bribery roll. Yeah. What sort of skill would you like to use?
I would like to use... Hang on a second. Okay.
I'm going to light an IO stick while I watch this bribery attempt.
I'm gonna
Fire is probably shit.
for one off you.
Yeah, I'll bum guys to smoke.
I'm gonna use...
I was fucking gasping.
Oh no, I've got no idea. Dave, what would you suggest?
I'm just trying to remember where your fucking character sheet is. Hang on.
Yeah,
Where is your character sheet? I can't find it.
it's there.
Oh, there it is. Oh, I was looking in the wrong place. I had a little moment. So, let's have a think. It would be perhaps charm, barter, charm, or your best
Sounds
chance.
terrible.
Your best chance would probably be just straight fellowship, which would be modified based on how much coin you're going to give him.
I'm going to take out 50 thrones.
Wow. All right, so before you do that, your average mid-hiver probably earns about 10 thrones a week.
Okay.
So 50 thrones to an underhiver like this is a hell of a lot of money, especially to this guy who's a manservant. I'll give you that information for free. Otto would know such things.
Okay, so
Apply the grease.
I'm going to take it.
Otto.
I'm going to take out. 10 thrones.
Okay. Give me a fellowship roll as you give these 10 thrones, and you will get.
Yeah. Sorry. How much was that solid earlier on? Because I'm trying to keep track of my thrones.
1 throne.
1 throne. Okay.
1 throne covered your food and drink for everyone that ate and drank there.
Cool. What plus? What modifier to this?
Plus 20 for the 10 throne bribe.
Plus 20. Oh, brilliant stuff. Thank you. Yeah, it'll be the Alan Kim bike repair kit thing. If you just pop it down there, babe, I'll grab it in a minute. Thank you. Love your wife. Sorry, yeah. Let's see. Hopefully it'll work.
Oh dear.
Hang on. Has it worked?
Yeah, it worked, but you failed by 3 degrees.
Hang on a second. I'm checking how many fate points I've got. Oh, I've only got 1 altogether. Damn it.
Which you've already used, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. He says he takes the 10 thrones anyway, puts them in his pocket.
That's fine.
And says, I am afraid my master is most certainly busy today, but I do believe I could perhaps squeeze you in first thing in the morning at about, say, 9 o'clock.
That sounds marvellous. We are genuine. We are definitely seeking employment. We hear he's the go-to manist.
He gives you a look over again. Make a deception check, please, Otto. With a plus 30, because it's quite a simple lie, this.
Yeah.
Quite believable lie when you look at Gnaeus and Canni. It's you that brings the average down.
Oh. Yeah, thanks, Dave. Just generally. Okay.
Okay, he sort of looks at you as you say, you're seeking employment. He seems to maybe not smell a rat, but he does look at you all very dubiously. You are a strange mix, the 4 of you. He says, very well, I will endeavour to explain to my master that he's conducting an interview, then, perhaps. Now, if there's nothing else, I do have... Sorry?
That sounds about right, yeah.
You've been very helpful.
That is kind of what I'm employed for. So, until tomorrow, then.
Hey, thank you very much.
Till tomorrow. Thank you very much. I'll be sure to pass on my compliments to your employer for his excellent employee in yourself.
I thank you, but there really is no need. He is quite aware. And then he closes the door.
Okay.
Cunt. I'm going to say under my breath.
He was an interesting chap.
Driven guys, night's young.
I think it'd do us good to get some rest. Keep a fairly low profile.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Should we go down this Gallows way, see what's around about there?
Yeah, or would you like to check out one of these fighting pits, Canni? We could then make some thrones.
No, we'll stay on myself. I've got fucking loads of thrones. I'm not fucking about getting myself injured. I'm loyal to the Inquisitor. I'm going to say under my breath. She's the one I work for. Don't need to be necking more fucking money. And go out to spend it on.
Fair point. Oh, or have we?
Have we? What?
Is it worth checking out the markets? See what's available?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Okay, so we'll. I think the consensus is clear. Shall we head for the marketplace if there is one?
High quality sump guns.
Yeah, so what you know is most of the business and the trade and everything is all done through this Sanctionary Gallows, the place that you were just at.
Okay.
Is that the so that's Sanctuary Gallows and the actual bar place?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
we'll head
basically
back
like a hub of the city.
Yeah.
There's not many landmarks in this city because it is just a jumble of scaffold and bullshit hanging from this massive girder. But there are certain things that stand out. One of which is Endish Manor. Another is the Tangle, this area at the top where all the cables are. There's also some elevator platforms that you've probably all seen by now that head down to the Sump River below the city, and you can see there's a few crude boats there that must ply some sort of business in the thick, gloopy water you can see. What else is there? There's a lot of walkways around the city, and there seems to be like a main, almost like a roadway that coils around the exterior of this city, but it's really rusty, patchy, it's got holes in places, it doesn't look very sturdy. But other than that, landmark-wise, there isn't much, apart from the Sanctuary Gallows, and of course you can see the prow. If you look at this picture, actually, of the city, you can see at the very bottom there's like a prow of some sort of ship sticking out the bottom. Yeah. And it looks like the whole of the city is built around this.
It's pretty cool.
Well, it's just we go back, get us those rooms for night, and maybe see if it's out worth buying.
Yeah, definitely.
Hop up there, Otto.
Oh, I thought you'd never ask.
I can see you.
It's getting tired.
I can see you.
I love the idea of also just feel like
stick him on my shoulder.
Well, actually, quite like it. I feel when you're not sat there, I got a bit of a cold patch on my shoulder. Much preferable.
Well, you scratch my back and I'll warm yours.
Well, actually, I could do with it. There's a bit I can't reach.
I'm gonna put my arm up, but my hand's too fat, so I can't actually get to the center of my back.
And I'll put my hand just below and go.
Oh, that's a good bit there. Oh man.
Like I said, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Yeah. It's a plan with no drawbacks. You don't even weigh nothing, Otto.
Oh, thank you. I've been working out.
You stop kissing.
Fuck off, guys.
So you just want to grab his ass. Yeah.
Transia.
You won't fit on the other shoulder. Fuck off.
Transia's walking alongside you, Gaius, and she slips her arm into yours, sort of takes the nook of your arm, and you're walking along behind Canni and Otto, and she leans into you and says, "Oh, isn't it sweet? They grow up so fast."
I'm gonna laugh at
I'll leave that as like happy chuckle, and I'll ram a little bit, squeeze and like laugh.
Okay.
I'm walking.
Okay, so it doesn't take you long to walk back to the Sanctionary Gallows, and you find that the music strangely stops as you enter. For I don't know why. For reasons, I guess. I was quite enjoying that. It's just decided to stop. Alright, let's skip it on a couple of tracks. Alright. So it's probably about 9 PM when you get back here. I'm just going to modify the map ever so slightly, because a few people have left.
Yeah, so, ops.
Had to speak to
Up
me.
there, I guess.
Oh, Eli, the old chum.
Just a second. Let's just. All right. Okay, so you're heading back over to the bar.
Yeah, let's speak to Eli.
He says, "Oh, good to see you back again so soon. I like it when a customer returns. Shows I'm good at my job and I can entice people back. Done it, hey."
Yeah, you remind me of someone I used to know, but he was a lot dirtier than you are. But anyway, forget about that. I was after rooms for the night for me and my friends. More so looking to spend spending a few thrones. Always on the lookout for, items of high pedigree. And I hear here's a place to buy them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we can sort your rooms out, no problem. The rooms aren't actually on the premises, but they're just across the road. No, you must have seen across the road the big stack of containers. Yeah, £1 a night for a room. We used to promise, no trouble. We don't do that no more. I hope you understand. Perils of the modern age and all that. But £1 a night.
What kind of perils?
Well, mostly bastards. Like once upon a time, the rule was that there was no trouble here, and there was no trouble on any of our premises. But there's still always going to be some people in there that just think, "Fuck, the rules don't apply to me," and they try and do people over in the middle of the night, which frankly I think is absolutely appalling.
Yeah, all right. Well, I was going to go for 4 rooms, but maybe we'll just take the one.
How many of you is there? 4 of you, yeah? I mean, yeah. I mean, I can do you one big room. It's by the bed, so yeah.
Ah, yeah. We'll have one big room then.
4 phones, no problem.
And yeah. So, if I wanted to spend a bit of cash around here, who would you recommend, Eli?
Well, first of all, me, of course. But second of all, it depends, my new friend, on what it is you're in the market for.
Well, I'm always on the lookout for items, rare items that you can't normally get elsewhere.
What, like fossilised eggs?
Right, do you have any?
No.
Oh, well, if you don't have any, then I'm not interested in them.
Well, that's good, because I ain't got none.
But if I did want to buy a fossilised egg, where would you recommend I go?
Well, I mean, I could put the feelers out, try and buy you a fossilised egg to sell on to you, of course.
There's good eating on a fossilised egg.
Oh, it depends on the type.
Minerals.
Yeah, I mean, my mate Kev, he had a fossilised egg, or at least he thought it was. Turned out it was some sort of Xenos butt plug. Everything went rapidly downhill for him after he ate it. It's not as full as minerals as you'd think, really. Mostly full of different variations of disease.
I think I'll pass on the fossilised egg now. You've put me right off it.
I know, but I mean, what else are you interested in? I mean, we've got various patrons that frequent these premises, use it as a place to buy and sell. I can point you in the direction. That is part of the service I provide, of course.
Well, things we're interested in is all guns. No, not guns. No one wants guns. Weapons.
I I like guns.
No,
Can
We
you?
all like
they don't,
guns.
They don't do guns here, do they?
No, we do,
No.
we do. We
Oh,
do,
right.
you
You
know.
sell bullets. You sell.
What is a
Do you sell
gun-free
bullets?
zone?
Well, no, yeah,
No,
it is a
but-
gun-free zone. The thing is, old Mr. Crimson, he don't like guns. He thinks there's no honour in it. You know, he's all about it
Oh,
up
he's
close
right.
and personal.
He's right, though. I agree with him.
Yeah, but sometimes you need a gun, don't you? And he takes a cut of every little transaction that passes through his town. And there's no way he would say, "Oh, no gun sales." He might forbid guns, but he still lets them be sold and bought. Now,
That's
all
a
it means
very
is
nuanced approach.
he's a smart man, he's Mr. Crimson. Now, if you were to buy a weapon of such caliber while you were in this town, of course, it would be held at you at the gate until you were to leave, at which point it would be returned to you.
Yeah, I'm always on the lookout for, food, drugs, guns, grenades, armor, and women. But not in that order.
Well, all of those things we can help you with here in the Sanctionary Gallows, my friend.
I
It's,
like this place a lot.
if you want to take a seat, so I can get a few people to come and see you.
Right.
If you want to take a seat, he gestures to the booth up to the north.
Right, you are, Eli.
Someone will be with you shortly. Can I get you anything while you're waiting? Drink, food?
Oh, actually, I'm a bit hungry. What you got in again?
So I've got a bottle of Amsac.
Oh, how you been holding out on us, guys?
No, come here, I've got 2 glasses.
What's on the menu again? Let's have a look at the menu, Dave.
So, can I have another one?
Got some fresh grox meat, surprisingly fresh actually. Some hellfish, a bit of sump rat, and we've got a few worm burgers still kicking around in the back.
Can I have a worm burger, some sumprat, and a bottle of Amsac?
Okay. Before you finish saying it, he's already put the Amasac on the table, and he's scribbling down on a bit of paper your order for worm burger and sump rat.
I love grox meat, rare. Yeah, and a few sump rats. Can't go wrong with sump rat, can you? Let's call it half dozen.
All right. Fine.
This is good eating from where I'm from.
Yeah, sump rat reminds me of home.
Otto.
Lucky not to.
I was going to ask if basically he's going to rather shiftily look and go. You provide all sorts of things here, do you? Do you provide ladies for the discerning gentleman?
Before you finish saying discerning gentleman, Eli begins to point. And he points down at this area of the bar.
Okay.
And there is this man with the basically broken face, and 2 young ladies who I described as you probably wouldn't want to touch them. They look like they may be, a bit unclean. He says, "Now, them 2 ladies, it's just 2 of the young ladies that work here. They're waiting treatment, shall we say. You might want to stay clear from them." He says, however, and he gestures to this woman stood next to Canni in the red dress.
Yeah.
This is the woman that walked past Gnaeus earlier. Gnaeus, this is the woman you spotted the hardware on. He says, "May I introduce Felinda, the star attraction of our establishment." And Felinda immediately goes from just boredly sipping a cocktail to she comes and sits right next to Otto, puts her hand upon his forearm and begins to smile and flutter her eyelashes.
Hey, you'll do.
I see you are indeed a discerning gentleman, sir.
Well, that's what I said. And what would it? How much would it be for the pleasure of your company, my dear?
She flutters her eyelashes at you again, and she purrs with an off-world accent. Why, sir, for first-time customers, I do declare that I have a special rate, and I would expect no more than 10 thrones to spend the entire evening in your pleasurable company.
That sounds very agreeable. I'm in.
Okay.
And
you would know what to do with her. Hey.
hang on, Canni.
She turns to you, Canni, and she says, well, that don't matter, sir, because I sure know what to do with him.
I'm flipping going down into it. I'm going down to a trapdoor to get beaten to death.
And just like that, Otto becomes Quintius.
When in Desolation, it was a Desolations do.
She leads you, Otto, this way. She leads you to past the toilets, because classy. She leads you to this door here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pay attention to which way it goes.
Okay. She takes you inside the door. There's a small, very crude elevator with like a half a servitor, just the upper half of a servitor bolted to the floor. And there's a very crude pull wheel and rope and pulley system, which this little servitor hoists it up so far, and you see every sort of 8 or 9 feet there's a door in the wall as this elevator goes up, and eventually she stops at one. She opens the door, and she gestures for you to go inside.
Okay. I'm like, and I'm going to say, ladies first.
She smiles at you, and she goes inside.
Okay. And then,
inside the room is quite softly lit. There's a bit of a strange mixture of smells here, a bit of sweat, blood, and general dirt, and a bit of damp and mildew. But it seems fairly clean, and it's softly lit in a way that hides any obvious stains. But there is a small bed here, which surprisingly is quite well kept, quite a clean room. And Felinda treats you to your money's worth over the next 2 hours. And it begins with a very relaxing massage. If you have any fatigue, you lose your fatigue. After which she performs the services you would expect. And you thoroughly enjoy yourself. And after that, she performs the same services again. And after that, she performs them again. And I would like you to make a toughness test at plus 30 to see if you gain fatigue from Felinda's vigorous services.
What test is it? A toughness test?
Toughness at plus 30, no. Please, yeah.
Toughness at plus 30. Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
I was made for this. It's just like
You know what I think, guys.
Just like that.
What's that, Canni?
Well, sometimes with these little people, like Otto, I bet he's probably hung like a fucking horse, isn't he?
He's probably like skips it out. This is
Johnny,
secret weapon at night time.
Secret weapon. Is this where I roll for the length of it?
Like, you know why he writes his silence?
Johnny, would you roll a D8, please, Johnny?
12 him, D12 him.
Oh my god.
It's D8 plus 4.
D8 plus 4.
It's respectable. 7. Okay, and it's not about the size of the weapon; it's about the arm that wields it. Otto does have a remarkably nice time, and Felinda is quite an attractive woman. She's maybe in her 30s or so, and compared to most sump dwellers and underhivers and things like that, she does look pretty good for her age. And she's friendly and attentive, and she, even in between bouts, chats to you, just general chit chat, and she's just a very friendly, easy to get on with person. You can tell she is literally a professional. And at some point during this 2 hours, Johnny, I would like you to make a sight-based awareness test, please.
Okay. Am I being recorded?
At one point, just before the third bout, Felinda has brought a bottle of Amasec up with her and a couple of glasses, and she pours you a couple of drinks throughout this experience. And at one point, between the second and third bout, she excuses herself and reaches over and collects this bottle and the two glasses. And you see she does something a little odd, and you only just catch it.
Yeah.
But you see her hand seems to wave vaguely near one of your boots.
Okay.
It just strikes you as an odd motion. You know, there's like the bottle and the glasses are here, your boots are over here, and she seems to just wave an arm briefly over one of your boots just before she pours the drink for you.
That's a bit strange.
I'll come back to you in a bit. I'm just going to have a wee, and we'll go back to Canni, Gnaeus, and Trantia.
What's she up to, I wonder?
Yeah, maybe she's put a spike in your boot.
That's what I'm thinking.
She's put a tracker in your boot,
Fawn.
Johnny.
No, it's got to be a fawn. Nobody wants a fawn in the boot.
Isn't it? Maybe it was a business card.
You're most likely right, Alan. The man who's fawn in my boot.
I mean, if you want to be really cruel, that'd be a terrible thing to do to a person. Nothing quite like it.
Yeah, I mean that was actually Otto's first time. So.
And his third.
And his second and third.
Yeah, I was tempted to come and say, "Want to go twos up, Otto?" But dear.
Probably next time, if you know.
But let you have your first time in peace, I guess. You don't need Canni watching you while you're at action.
I can't compete with that.
So that's
I don't know. You probably can't reach mine after that. Too much belly.
Okay, so this answers a question that I think was asked a long time ago. Is Otto a virgin?
And the answer is yes.
Not anymore. Whether he was or not, he's not anymore.
Not anymore.
Okay. Right. After about 15-20 minutes of waiting here in this booth, your food is brought out to you. Your worm burgers, your sump rats, your grox meat. And it is actually surprisingly good food. And something that strikes you straight away is the grox meat is definitely fresh. It's not synthesized, it's not frozen, it's not in any way fake. You know, it seems like genuine grox meat. And Gnaeus, you have eaten genuine grox meat before in your meal with Lady Pagny and the Inquisitor, so you would recognise this. And Trantia would definitely. Canni, you would recognise it just as being incredibly good quality to most meat that you've eaten before. Even the sump rat, even the worm burgers just taste really good.
Free
You know
range. Must be free range.
About the time you finish eating,
I don't know why I enjoyed that so much.
where are we? Where's she gone? Oh, yeah.
What do you reckon, Canni? How was yours? It was delicious.
Pretty good. I'm feeling pretty full. I couldn't eat
Easy.
another bite.
Would you like a bit of supper?
Yeah, go on then.
Offer a bit of supper, Canni.
Yeah, go on.
What about a wafer thin mint?
Mint.
Go tear a bit of supper.
Johnny, have you been reading my notes?
Frontier.
Yes. Always, Dave. Always.
Because as you come to the end of the meal, you still have your drinks as well. This young woman who you saw when you first entered, who was lurking around serving drinks, comes over to your table and says, "Gentlemen, madam, if you would come this way, please."
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 second. One for the road people. Gotta do another shot.
You're
Oh,
fine.
got glasses poured.
Yeah, I mean, seeing as we're in hostile territory and all that.
I'll knock a shot back.
Okay,
One for me.
so give me a carouse test, please. I'm just going to grab a beer myself.
No problem.
Forget one.
Nice. You both all right? Okay, and this young lady who she's quite an attractive young lady. She's very friendly, very welcoming, smiley, because she's probably paid to be. She leads you this way. I'm just going to move you, Canni, to here. I'm going to move you as a group. She leads you over here to this door. And you see this gentleman here, this obvious member of the Mechanicum, who's been here for some hours now, and he is standing here, jacked into this Vox terminal. All three of you would recognise it's a Vox terminal. You'd also all recognise the type of appendage he's plugged into it with. You've seen Vanetta do similar things before. The door to your east opens automatically as this young serving girl approaches, and she leads you inside. And she leads you this way. Just a second. I'm going to open some doors and I'm going to leave them open. Because Roll20 is starting to get a bit winky wonky. Okay, she leads you into this room here. Gestures you for you to sit down on this large sofa. And then she disappears. Sorry, before she goes, she says, "Is there anything else I can get you, gentlemen? Any more food? Any drinks? Anything like that?"
No, I couldn't eat another bite.
You don't want a small mint?
Oh, I go, yeah, just to like, as a palate cleanser.
Yeah, you're right.
Drugged in different ways. I'll meet Saul on the black market.
She disappears and she comes back after a few minutes with a tray of small delicacies wrapped up individually. And none of you know what these are, but Trantia does. Trantia pipes up and says, "These are the sort of little treats that were handed out between courses and at private parties back in the upper hive on Scintilla. They can have quite an effect."
I'm going to eat as many of them as I can.
Okay. Each time you eat one of these, they don't do anything major, but each time you eat one, you get a slight buzz off them, and it only lasts maybe 15, 20 seconds. But you just feel really good for those 15 to 20 seconds. After a couple more minutes, where are we?
I'm not eating the dinner mints.
Right,
All right.
I'll have yours then, right?
Yes. Be full from supper. I'm on one burger.
Oh, still occupied. Is that O still occupied, Dave?
Yeah, he is at this moment. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
After a few more minutes, this gentleman enters, and he's very heavily augmetic. He looks a lot like a servitor in some respects, in that his flesh is a bit dead. He has various pipes and cables coming out of his head. One of his arms has been replaced. Both of his legs have been replaced. And he has a vox grill over his mouth. And he comes trundling in, and he speaks and says, "Good day. Welcome to my humble trading establishment." And the accent is very definitely not Desolation. He says, "I am given to understand you are in the market for certain items. Please, tell me, what can I help you with today?"
Specialist ammo, please, for a Yakuta 9mm.
Ah, the Hercuter, a good weapon. Would you mind, please, me asking you a few questions about your weapon before we proceed?
Yeah, as long as it's not about the serial number.
Oh, no, of course not. What sort of establishment do you think this is? First of all, is the caliber or barrel of your weapon modified in any way?
Yes, it has a silencer on it.
You are a sneaky killy man.
I'm sorry.
You know it when you're this size, mate. You have to be.
I'm sorry to backseat GM, but isn't Johnny balls deep in that hooker?
Oh, my word, who am I talking to? He is not here. You're absolutely right, yeah.
Sorry, man.
Oh, I tried to speak to that guy.
So sorry.
Well, for a minute you were going to call him out for
This-
that game, and then
this-
we started going into it. I'm
I
sorry,
just
you
lost
actually-
it there for a moment, yeah.
You actually
No,
deserved it as well, weren't you? Both
He
of you.
literally
Yeah.
asked me, didn't he, just before we did it as well. But don't worry, Johnny, there's plenty of opportunity for you to interact with this chap, so don't you worry about that. So yes, it's just Canni and Gnaeus and Trantia too is here. So you guys, what he's going to ask again. Hey, what can I help you with today?
I'd like some specialist ammo.
Specialist ammo. What a strange. For a moment, I have the strangest sense of the deja vu. Tell me, what sort of special ammo are you looking for? Any particular caliber or weapon type?
Shotgun. I'm looking for explosive shotgun rounds and incendiary shotgun rounds.
You are the kind of man who likes to pump his weapon and unload upon his adversary. I admire
No,
this. Okay, let's have a look.
I'm going to light
Yeah.
my stick and offer one to guys.
I'll take one and give him a nod and pour him another ramsack.
Okay, I'll accept willingly.
Guys, is a problem.
Guys, let's have a problem.
All right, I'll just be a second because I did prepare this sheet, but I don't know where it's gone. So I'm just going to quickly scan through this because I can remember pretty much all of it. Wouldn't have that.
I'll offer one to Gregor to Mintar.
The voice says, I apologize, but my suit does not particularly enjoy smoking. It plays havoc with the circuitry.
It's not about the Amsack.
Well, I don't particularly think he will get much pleasure out of the drink, neither.
Right, well, offer was there. Just trying to be nice, my friend.
Oh,
Wait,
it
about
is
the specialist ammo.
appreciated, and believe me, if I was there in person, I would be more than willing to partake. But at the moment, I am a little tied up elsewhere. You understand? I am multitasking here. You are not the only person I am dealing with.
Fair point. Right.
Yeah, hang on. I'm
Anything
just.
else? We're looking for exotic items as well. Anything strange and unusual. Technology which we don't understand.
Exotic. Maybe I can help. Let us start with your first request. There is a wall opposite you with a hollow vox on it. Sorry, that's not true. There is a table opposite you with a hollow vox device that pops up out the surface of the table and flutters to life, and you see suddenly items become drawn by light in the air, and you recognize them as shotgun shells, but they are non-standard. And he says, I have a number of specialist shotgun type ammunitions available for you today, sir. First of all, acid rounds. Why blow your opponent's face clean off when you can melt it clean off? Then we have the tried and tested blazer rounds. There's nothing wrong with setting an opponent on fire. The only problem is you must be very close to ensure ignition.
How many can I buy of each?
How many can you buy? You can buy as many as I have to sell.
That's exactly what I'm asking.
Well, please, let me go through the rest of my stock. I also have the flechette shells for when you absolutely have to shred everything in front of you. I have 2 variations of these as well, one of which have poison tips. And of course, sometimes the spread effect of the shotgun is not what you need. Sometimes you need to shoot someone square and central in the chest with a solid slug. Yes.
Nice, perfect. Of 20 of these.
This guy, dude.
Definitely get some kind of German fucking porn specialist. I don't know. It's a perverted German.
How much per unit?
The acid
someone off
rounds.
fucking League of Gentlemen is what you remember.
Right, acid round, please.
The acid rounds are 12 thrones each. They are rather expensive, but you must understand the import cost alone and manufacturing is extortionate. And then, of course, I have to make a little something for myself.
11 and I'll buy 10. 11 thrones, 1 and I'll buy 10.
Say again, now you broke up a little bit there, Hayden.
Say 11 thrones and then I'll buy 10.
Give me a charm or barter test.
I'll just do my fellowship here. So barter test. Let's do it. Yes.
Done, my new friend. So 11 thrones, buying 10, that's 110 thrones for acid rounds.
Let me just go check my... the 16. It always be 350. And it's off 110.
Alright, you sorted there?
Yep, up to date there, and then I'd like some incendiary rounds, some flechette rounds, so 10 fortune for incendiary, my dear friend.
The blazer rounds are 4 thrones each.
That sounds acceptable. I'll have 10 blazers as well. In fact, make it 20 blazers.
Okay.
Setting things there.
So that'd be 80 thrones.
Yep. I'm taking it off. I'm on to 160 now.
Alright. The flechette rounds are 8 thrones for 6 shells.
Okay. I'm going to have 30 thrones worth of that, which is 24.
74 flechette rounds.
30 thrones for 24.
Yeah.
Okay. Not do because I'm now. And I've paid for that. I'm just haven't added them yet because you've not told me. Anything.
Yeah. Okay, so in total, if you want to add to your inventory, 10 acid rounds, 20 blazer rounds, and 24 flechette rounds. I'll add in later to your character sheet what they do, but I will tell you now what they do. But I'll put it in properly for you at some point.
Say it's 10 blazer, yeah.
Sorry?
Blazer, wasn't it?
10 acid, 20 blazer, 24 flechette.
Number. Yeah, in there.
Okay, so the acid shells change your damage on your shotgun to energy rather than impact. They are 2d10 damage.
Ooh.
Wow.
They have the potential for burning through armor and reducing armor on a location. So if you hit someone in the body with them and say they've got 4 armor, they have to take a certain test, and if they fail, their armor is reduced by 1.
Nice.
And that's per hit, so you can keep hitting something and reduce its damage. The blazer rounds, half your shotgun's range, so they reduce it to 15 for normal range. They change your damage type to energy. They also change the type to flame and primitive. So they're shit against armored targets, but they're really good against unarmored targets because they can potentially set things on fire. All right. And the flechette stuff increases your range by 10%. Increases your pen by 2. Other than that, it's a standard shell. So it's still got the scatter effect as well, which is quite cool.
Alright, I have my shotgun arm mounted to get on me, don't I?
You do, yeah.
Whenever I get them, I'm going to sneakily change over some of my ammunition.
Alright. Canni, is there anything you were interested in buying? Well, let's both of you were there. In fact, fuck it. Let's stop fucking about this. So the whole buy-in premise is going to take some time. It's very showy. You brought drinks and food all night, and we will get Otto back in. Why the fuck not? Because otherwise I'm just going to have to go through all this again with Otto.
Yeah.
So I'll put Otto back in. Otto, you're feeling a little dazed. You ache in places you didn't know it was possible to ache, but you feel good. Halfway through your shopping experience, the door opens and one of the young ladies leads Otto back in, and he's got this kind of gormless smile on his face.
Today, Otto, you become a man.
This is
She's made a man out of you.
This is fantastic.
Canni, is there? So this is how I'm going to do it. Canni, is there any ammunition you want to buy while we're on the subject of ammunition?
No, and I'm going to say to the guy as well.
Fucking guns are for fucking pussies. No offense, guys.
I personally enjoy blowing someone's head off at close range, Kenny.
Yeah, I'm only ashamed with you. Quite fond of it myself, but no, I'm not after any ammo.
So, Otto, are you after any ammo in particular? Let me just check
Yeah, I am.
Trantia out. I won't roleplay Trantia's out, but I am going to just quickly check.
Yeah.
What I can't remember. It's been that long. I can't remember what she had. She has a las pistol and a deathlight. That's pretty good. I'll maybe get some man stoppers. Trantia, yeah.
Shot on quite a bit of ammo.
All right. So he, yeah. So, my little friend, what ammunition is it that you are wanting?
I'll have some of those flechettes. I'll take. How much are they? It's like 8 thrones for 6 rounds, wasn't it?
I have 2 variations on them, yes. One of them is 8 thrones for 6 rounds. The other is 10 thrones for 6 rounds. But these ones have a little extra bite.
Oh, I like the sound of that. A bit of extra bite. And then he's going to go like that. Make a little biting face.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go for the biters. So I'm going to take. I'll take. I'll spend 50 thrones on those.
Okay.
Can you just add this up and I'll take it off my my friends at the end?
Yeah. So 50 thrones on those will give you 24. That'll be 30.
Yep.
30 rounds. Like I say, these flechette rounds increase your damage. Increase your range, increase your pen. These special ones that you've bought a little bit more are also toxic.
Excellent, I like that a lot. I'll have some of those acid rounds as well. I'll take 10 of those.
The acid rounds are for shotguns or bolt guns.
Oh right, okay.
So I'll tell you what I've got. I'll tell you what I've got for the Hercuter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got amputators.
I'll have some amputators. I'm a big fan of the amputators.
All right.
How much are they?
They are 10 thrones for 6.
10 thrones for 6. I'll take. I will take 60.
60 thrones or 60 rounds?
60 rounds.
60 rounds, okay. So that's 100 thrones.
Uh-huh.
What else have we got? We've got barbed rounds. We've got barbed rounds basically add the crippling effect to a shot, so they can slow things down.
I like that.
We've got bleeder rounds.
I'll take the barbed. I'll take the barbed rounds. How much are they?
These are quite pricey. These are 2 thrones each.
2 thrones each. I'll take 50 of those.
So that's 100 thrones.
Yep.
All right. I've also got. Dum-dum rounds. Dum-dum rounds are terrible against armoured targets.
Yeah.
But against unarmoured targets, they have a damage increase. Also have expander rounds, which are +1 damage and +1 pen.
I'll go for the expander rounds. How much are those?
They are 12 thrones for 6.
12 thrones for 6. I will spend. I'll get 30 of those. So that'll be 60 thrones.
Okay, so you've got that. All right, if you want to add onto your character sheet, Johnny.
Okay.
30 flechette shield rounds.
30. It's flechette 2-2s, Dave.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and a knee at the end, yeah?
Yep.
Yep. And what's the other bit?
Shield. Shield. S-H-E-E-L.
Rounds. Cool. Yep.
60 amputator rounds. Otto and his voice activated Hakuta are back on point now. You were down to standard rounds, weren't you, with the Hakuta? Alright. 50 barbed rounds.
Yeah, I really like the sound of these.
They're good. Good for someone running away. And 30 expander rounds. I just seen Hayden lighting a cigarette and realised that I had no urge.
Brilliant.
Good name.
4 weeks.
Don't get complacent, mate. But yeah, good work.
Don't get cocky.
Yeah, that's true though, man. That's true. But no, I did.
But you did notice him. You did notice him do it.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, at first it was like every time I walked past someone with a cigarette, I was like, "Ooh, what's he doing?" And now it's like it's getting less and less each time. So
man, that is great.
It's a good achievement. So you don't get
doing well, man. Keep it up, mate.
Don't get complacent, man.
I'm doing all right. I'm doing surprisingly well.
He also got like pissed straight away, which I think is quite, because it took a long time before he dared get pissed. So.
I haven't stopped drinking, and I've been fine. It's really odd. The main issue I've had is I've not been so bad the last week, but the first 3 weeks I was sleeping terribly. Like I was getting 3 hours sleep a day, and waking up like going must smoke, but that seems to have fucked off.
Good.
All right, so is that everyone done with ammunition?
Yeah.
Okay, Tranty is going to buy some man stoppers. So is there anything else I can help you gentlemen with?
I could do with a fuck.
No, I'm going to... I wouldn't go. I don't think I should be going there. Not with this German dude. I'm going to say.
He'll call you bluff, man.
He will do it. He won't hesitate. I'm interested in grenades and armor. If you've got anything that's any good, I don't know. It surprises me the quality of stuff we can get down there. You'd expect it to all be shit. The food's good. Weapons are good. Quality ammo.
It's all about the contacts. Oh, you know, not what you know. You know.
I do know.
You do know. These grenades is not something we often get a lot of. It is difficult to come by grenades without stealing them. You understand? But we do have a few.
Did you steal them?
I did not steal them. No, hand on heart I can say this.
Are they stolen?
I would prefer not to answer. Not because I am ashamed, just because I do not know. I'm going to just... Oh, God. What have I done? There we go. So I've just had a little moment there. All right. So I'm going to drop out of character of gay servitor for a moment. Although I do have a lot of fun with gay servitor, I'm going to drop out of that for a moment. And I'm going to tell you what grenades are available. So this is to everybody.
Yeah.
We have the good old trusty Mark III frag grenade.
Oh, yeah.
We have... Just a second. We have some nail bombs, which look like they've maybe been made locally. They look less like they've been mass-produced. But it wouldn't surprise you to learn that they would be quite cheap. We also have some Mark I frag grenades, which are described as a bigger blast than the Mark III, but less damage. We also have smoke grenades, stun grenades, we also have
Takes how much for a stun grenade, massive fire, sir?
just a second, let me just check this. I also have a variety of blind, choke, flash, and also some scare grenades and 2 web grenades.
Ooh. How much are the web grenades?
Okay, the web grenades are 60 thrones each.
Right, I'll take 2.
All right. 120 thrones. Take that off. Add 2 web grenades. Hayden, what were you after?
Well,
Dave, how much have I spent in total so far? Just want to how much to take off.
Okay, on your ammunition, you spent 310 plus your 60, 370 in total. You've spent.
Cheers.
I'm thinking, what for a stun grenade?
A stun grenade would be 40 thrones.
Whoa.
How much are the blind grenades, Dave?
Well, I'm going to have to pass our mobile missile launchers Canni anyway. It's the best at trucking grenades.
I've already got some frag and some stun. I'm interested in. Yeah, I've already got some of those, both of those. But frag always comes in handy, so I might stock up on a few while I get the chance.
Yeah,
3 variants of frag when we get to that, by the way, Al.
how much for the Mark Freeze?
All right, so just to clarify, I've got 3 different kinds of frag grenade, apparently. Let me just check what the difference is. Oh, wait, one of them's duplicated. Yeah, one of them's duplicated. So the Mark 3 is D10 damage, Blast 3, Pen 1. The Mark 1 is the same damage, no pen, Blast 4. So it's bigger blast, but no armor pen.
So they're both 1d10, these...
No, they're 2d10. Sorry, 2d10.
Oh, okay. So
How much for Mark 1s, Dave?
10 thrones each.
10 thrones. I'll take 10 of them.
Take.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell, oh, you're gonna go up like a fucking house on fire if you're not careful.
2 of one type and 2 of the other.
I don't think I'm as comfortable having you on my shoulder
Agreed.
anymore, Otto.
Take that off, Dave,
alright.
and that leaves me with 90. I have to take 40 off.
What have you bought? Sorry, Hayden?
Bought 2 of each.
Okay, so 2 Mark 3s and 2 Mark 1s. Yeah, is that what you're after?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Mark 3s are 12 thrones, the Mark 1s are 10. So that's 24, 44 thrones in total.
Just
How much
take
is the blind
up
grenade?
4 then.
How much is the blind grenade?
Say again, Hayden?
So the
I'll
blind
just get my
grenade
maths
60.
right, because it's less than I said, so. Mark 3s and 2 Mark 4s, yeah?
Yeah. Comes to 44 thrones in total, Hayden,
I've
for those
taken that
4
off.
grenades. Alright.
Put it in, so I'm done anyway. I'm happy with my buys.
Alright. Annie, were you after some grenades?
yes, please. So, is it the Mark 1 frag grenades, just the standard frag grenade with the Blast 4, right?
Yeah.
So they're 10 each. I'll go for a couple of them. That'll put me up to 4. So that's 20. And then how much are the blind grenades, did you say?
Blind grenades are... Oh, I've just written that down. I don't know why I did that. 25 thrones each.
Okay, so I'll go for 2 blind grenades and 2 frag grenades for 70 thrones in total.
So the blind. How much was the blind? So Dave.
25.
25. So I'll take 2 blinds. That's 50 off there. 61. 61. Looking at this place is ace. They've got everything. They've got it all, and it's all quality.
Okay, so just to clarify something, the way that I'm going to run this place is, if this does become a place you frequent, it won't always have everything. I'm using it as a stocking up place for you. for now. But if you choose to make this a permanent part of the game, which you can by visiting it or moving the carnival here or whatever you want to do, then the stock won't be as unlimited as it currently is, but it will be more varied.
Okay.
So in other words, I've not fleshed it out too much, but I will flesh it out if you choose to make it a more permanent part of the game.
Yeah, it seems like the ideal place to put the Canni. That's what I was thinking that earlier.
Yeah. It does.
Keep deep down Hive. Keep going further down Hive. And we'll go out into the
only downside to it being down here is it is a long journey from here back into the main hive.
Mm-hmm. Just so what door, don't you?
Yeah, I mean you've got the two doors. The other one is in Lady Pagny's place. So you maybe want to move that other door as well. It's up to you. It's all going to be in your hands.
Serve the purpose.
All right. Anyone else for any more grenades?
I'm done on grenades.
Spending.
Well.
All right. Anyone else after anything else?
I was asking about exotic goods.
Exotic goods. All right.
Technology. Let's pay good price for it.
Okay, so you're looking for like xenotech, like mission type
I'm not
stuff.
saying that. I'm not saying that. But
no, I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm saying Hayden to Dave. That's what you're looking for, is it?
Yes.
All right. Give me an inquiry test, please, Hayden. And I'm just off for a piss while you roll that.
Boom! Dang! There. What? Some successes down the board there. This my time. You asked my question right. I don't know. Only the dice will decide.
Okay. What have you rolled? Oh, it's 1.2 degrees of success. Okay, so when you ask about this sort of stuff, he says, please be careful asking about such things around these areas. If Mr. Crimson finds out you are in the market for such forbidden items, he will not be pleased.
Well, best keep my voice down. Where's best to go and speak about such things, sir?
Oh, this room seems pretty fucking secluded. I mean, how's Mr. Crimson going to wear fuck all? Hey?
Don't know where people's eyes
Be
and ears
surprised what Mr. Crimson hears and sees.
Fuck off, Crimson.
Gnaeus, I would like you to make a common law Imperium or Imperial Creed test, something like that, whatever you've got along those lines. Okay, so you're a very pious man. And not everyone is as pious as you, but you do know that different people in different walks of life and different stratas of society have different beliefs about certain aspects of what is illegal, legal, or heretical. And you get the impression from the way that this hidden voice speaks to you through this servitor that he doesn't like the idea of dealing in this sort of thing that you're discussing, this forbidden tech. I mean, he's quite happy to sell illegal weapons and grenades and things that he shouldn't be selling, but when you start to speak about forbidden items, you get the impression he's twitchy.
Let's not worry about it, sir, then.
Yeah, you understand enough as an Arbite to know that there is a difference between breaking the law and committing heresy.
Let's not worry then about such things. We have collectors.
All right.
And
I once had a cabbage that was heretical.
All right,
Wheelchair.
anything else that anyone's interested in buying?
I want to see if he's got any armor of any variety.
All right.
Can't imagine he's got anything as an upgrade, but I'll ask the question.
Well, I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? Because I'm not entirely sure myself just yet. Have a look. Armor. Okay, so you ask him about armor. The servitor looks you up and down for a moment and says, "We maybe do have armor, but I'm not so sure we have it in your size."
Back off.
Please, it's a compliment. Everyone likes a big boy. Let me see what I have. Begins to root around.
I'm gonna give a glance at Trantier and say,
Yeah, not everyone.
Okay, let me just have a quick look at this. So we can find something interesting. Ooh. Ooh. How much thrones do you have, Al?
I've still got best part of a grand.
Best part of a grand.
Said lower. Chips are...
Well, you can look at my card sheet any time. So
I know, but if you can't be bothered, you can just there.
Yeah, but I'm busy looking at other stuff. All right, so he begins to offer.
I'm a man of truth, Hayden.
Begins to offer you various items of armor to all of you. This is, by the way, most of it strikes you as stuff that is pretty much beneath you. A lot of it's primitive leather stuff like that. Some of it is very well made, but it's not great armor. It would be very useful if you were wanting to blend in a bit more amongst the flesh cutters, for example, because you've seen they all wear quite primitive leather armor. But in terms of good armor that is better than what you have, there isn't much besides one very, very stylish flak greatcoat and a very, very stylish flak hat, which you can only imagine were both taken off some sort of commissar type figure. Other than that, there's not much in the way of armor, with the exception of this breastplate, breast and backplate, that is clearly made for the larger gentleman, Canni. And he describes it to you as made from the carapace of a wild xenos specimen not native to this world. You would look magnificent in it. If he was there, he'd probably be touching you.
I must warn you, I am susceptible to flattery.
And he also explains, it is also very light, despite its strength. A snip at only 1,500 thrones, and a one of a kind.
Oh, well, I might have to. I don't carry that kind of money around with me, see. I might have to go and have a word with my banker.
Just a second.
Gonna make Canni a battle bra.
Fuck off. Cock-ended.
Those titties is like, hey boy. I'd say this be good luck for you.
Canny's gonna bristle at Gaius.
You fucking starting?
Trantier is going to.
I don't care, Canni.
Trantier is going to turn
I think
to
it's funny.
Canni and say, "How?" She's going to lean in very close to you actually and put a hand on your forearm and say, "How much are you short, Canni?"
I'm gonna check my wallet. Got about. No, I'm gonna whisper as well. Got about. No, but my whisper is probably loud enough to be heard through into the main room. We'll say, got best part of $1,000, but I don't know if I want to spend all that on a fucking breastplate. Be all my money, you see. And then I'd be skint.
Well, if you want it, Canni, I'll cover the rest.
I'll think on him. I'll maybe sleep on him.
Very well.
Besides, Kenny, it looked like a tutu on you. Like a little bikini. It would be
off,
great.
Guys. Doing my fucking head in.
I'm gonna tell you what this armor is.
Let's be a fucking professional. Yeah, that does help with the decision.
Yeah, to let you make a bit more of an informed decision. So it is 1,500 thrones. It only weighs 3 kilos. It's body only, but it is 5 armor. And it is basically a piece of tyrannid hide reshaped to suit a large human figure.
I'll tell you what, Kenny. I give you my last 86 thrones towards it.
No, you're man. I ain't decided whether I want it. I might have a little sleep on it. I mean, it looks nice and all, but 1,500 thrones is a lot of money. It's taken me a lot of time to save all this money up. I'm not so keen to just spend all my cash in one go on a fucking breastplate. I don't know. I mean, just think of all the obscure I could get with that.
You take half price for it, Mr. Timber.
Half price. This thing is unique. It is one of a kind.
You can't blame the man for trying, can you?
Yeah, well, I had to try.
Oh no, I appreciate the hard driving of the bargaining. Everyone likes a good, hard bargaining.
I'll tell you what, mate.
Can't be a barter, can you, eh?
Yeah.
You've got to drive those bargains home as firmly as you can.
Anyway, you've been very helpful. What's your name again? Hans.
Oh, my name is my name is Omar Endish.
Omar Endish. Oh, I see. Ah, nice one. Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Mr. Endish. We've been looking for you.
Really? Well, here I am.
We've even booked an appointment to come see you at your house tomorrow at 9.
You are my 9 o'clock. Oh, what a coincidence!
Canni is
Mr.
going
Endish.
to put his hand over his face for a second.
We are mercenaries. We are looking for work. We understand you are the biggest employer of jobs and contracts in the area.
Oh, please, you flatter me.
Everybody always sings high praise. You are the man for the work. So this is what we've come here for, is a bit of work off you. Before we go back up Hive.
In this case, I look forward to our meeting in the morning, no?
Oh, no. Fantastic. Oh, what do you like to drink, Mr. Endish?
Oh, I do not drink.
Oh, yes, I've offered you this before, but we're meeting per person. I thought maybe you could have one this time.
No, it is against my beliefs to drink.
Oh, okay. I will not push on that then. But thank you very much, sir, for your time, and I look forward to our 9 o'clock.
Oh, me too. Is there anything else I can help you with before you go?
I was wondering, Endish, if you have private appointments. You know, just like.
What?
What was that?
I'm going to ask him if he does like more like private appointments, just like one-on-one.
I mean, all my business is conducted here in this fine establishment.
All right. Well, I guess you didn't. Maybe I've misjudged you. I thought maybe you don't get the cut of my jib. I thought we might do some private bargaining.
All my private bargaining is done in this room. I very rarely meet clients until I have learned to trust them. You understand?
Of course.
See you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
All right.
It has been a pleasure.
Have we lost Johnny?
No, I'm here. I'm still here,
It's
guys.
there.
Just taking some
Okay.
photos of this commission, so...
Yeah, all right.
Well,
Anything else anyone wants to buy or try and buy?
No, I think I'm spent up for now.
All right. I'm just going to grab a beer.
Okay, cool.
Omar Enderlord.
Enderman.
Omar Enderlord.
Yeah.
Lord of the Ends.
All right. So yeah, you have just spent the last probably best part of 2 hours haggling and purchasing and buying stuff from the guy that you've been trying to meet. Seems he's not very trusting.
I don't blame him. We're dodgy as fuck.
So what would you like to do now, guys?
Well, there's quite enough excitement for one night.
It's time to hit the crate.
Yeah, I've got us one room between the four of us, because sounds like there's fuckers around here who'll nick anything that's not nailed down.
Alright. I'm up with you. And, how do you do private message, Dave?
Sorry?
How do you do private message?
In Roll20,
Yeah.
/W. Wait, no. /W space.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
GM, I think, if you're trying to message me.
Go for a practice one.
Fuck yourself, Kenny.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. /W space GM.
And then space whatever you want to write.
Yeah.
I have to make it a capital W.
No.
It's space after the GM.
Yes. So /W space GM space and then whatever you want to say.
Alright, okay.
Yes.
I'm going to go off and do that now. How much money will that cost me?
That will be, for both, that will be 6 thrones.
Alright, I'll take that off my total then. A bit later.
Alright. Okay, so you all head off to this rented cargo crate, basically, across the road, or across the walkway, rather, from the Sanctionary Gallows. As you get there, the four of you file in, and the two cheap young ladies of the night that was seated in the place earlier in the night follow you in, and they begin to dance for you at one point, and they slowly begin to peel each other's clothes off during this dance, and they don't touch each other or anything like that, but they basically strip each other off and dance into the small hours. Trantia quickly rolls her eyes and turns away and goes to sleep. How are the rest of you reacting to this?
I'll sit and watch and light an Obscura pipe. I think.
But I'm going to share another Amsec round. Night.
It's your bright idea, is it?
Actually,
Yeah.
Otto's just gonna be like, "No, guys."
Oh,
Pass out.
I got inspired, Canni, earlier by you. You said,
Fired.
yeah, you said there's nothing to spend my money on. I thought I'd spend some money. Are you enjoying this, Canni?
Couldn't you afford the lady in red? Eh? You tight one.
To be honest, the slight quality of them both. I kind of like that.
What'd you say?
I don't matter. I love it.
Oh well.
I shall have a pipe. Watch the show that Hayden's luxuriously put on for us.
Okay.
You're the worst
give me,
cop I've ever met.
Give me an obscure. He is getting bad. Give me an obscure roll, please, Canni.
I mean, we're meant to be on mission.
I don't know what an obscure role is, but
Wait, it's just your normal carouse. Yeah. It's just
straight
a normal hit of obscura is akin to a drink.
I'm gonna have to do my my other hit of drink. Are you having one, Otto? Are you having one, Canni?
Here's reroll.
No, we've got to keep straight ahead. We've got fucking stuff on tomorrow.
I'll reroll the fate point to not overdo on the obscura.
Trantia shares a drink with you, Gaius. She'll take a drink from you.
Alright, I'll pass them on. This one's hit me.
It has. One's alright, though you can shake one off just by sleeping, so that's not a big deal. Alright.
And then I'll toast for Transi and say, "Oh, it's been an entertaining day." I thought the boys would actually like that.
Yeah, it's great, guys. You're one of the boys, mate. Get a couple of skanks into our cargo crate and get them to dance for us, eh?
Alright, I'll shoo them off. Alright, girls. Thank you very much. That's enough.
Trantia at one point during this says to you guys, she's had a couple of drinks off you now, and she's starting to slur, and you know that Trantia does like a drink. And she says, she takes you to one side in the crate, Gaius, and she says to you, "You know, Gaius, you don't have to pay for young ladies like that. You're a handsome young man, and
I didn't want those young ladies touching me, Transia.
then why pay for them?"
Didn't pay them to touch me. They didn't touch me. Paid for a show. That's all. Don't think of it that way. Why were you staying, Transia? Because you look very, very nice tonight.
If you'd wanted a show, now Gaius, behave yourself. I'm old enough to be your mother. If you'd have wanted a show, Gaius, you could have just said, is all I'm saying.
Oh, well. Transia, why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Not literally. Back those words up and we'll go off and you can give me a show.
I'd like you to make an awareness test, please, Gaius.
Oh no, being lured into certain death. Minus 10 as well. Fatigue, that's still a pass.
Trantia moves very, very close. She stumbles, in fact, very close to you, and she's about a foot away from you. She's quite tall, Trantia. You're almost on eye level. You're just a little bit taller than her. And she's wobbling. And she looks right into your eyes, less than a foot away from you. And she says, "Gaius, if it weren't for the fact that we were in one of the worst places I've ever been in my life, I would maybe take you up on that offer. But," and as she says "but," she turns her head and you see the glimmer of flames in her eyes. And you look over your shoulder thinking it must be a reflection from something, but there's nothing burning there. This is no reflection. And then she fixes you with a very cold glare and says, "Perhaps another night, Asian Mortalis." And she walks over to the corner of the crate.
I'll just shout to her, like that flame in your eye. You keep hold of that, Trantier. I'm drunk as well.
Gaius, I'd like you to make a awareness test. It's not sight or anything based, just a straight awareness test, and you are fatigued, aren't you? I think. All right. Okay. All right.
Canni's gonna get up and walk out of the room and just go off into the city on his own.
All right.
He's not gonna say a word to anyone.
Man of mystery. I like it.
Okay.
But you've left the container.
Yeah, I fucked off.
He has.
You've seen
All
enough.
right, okay, so I'm just going to quickly go around. Otto, what are you doing? Are you off to sleep?
I'm off to sleep, yeah. But I'm going to set a picture in the corner of the room and try and make some effort to conceal it, just to record the nights. See if basically it's like a surveillance type thing.
All right. In that case, could you please? You're trying to make it sneaky.
Yeah.
Do you have silent? Do you have concealment?
Do I have concealment? Let's have a look. Yeah.
Give me an agility roll then.
Agility. Oh, no. I dropped it into my shirt.
No, you don't.
I think I've done.
That's all right. You set this picture recorder up in the corner of the room with no issue. That's more like to see how well it's hidden, and it doesn't mean you've automatically failed because it's a comparative roll against someone else looking for it. Gaius, are you up to anything else, or are you off to sleep?
I'm gonna sleep, but with my back against the door so if it opens, I'll wake up.
All right. And Canni is out.
Lights out.
All right.
It's Obscura high.
Not that high. In fact, he's lost all taste for Obscura.
He's looking for meat now.
All right, Canni. What are you up to? You're walking out into the country.
Just wandering off, like, gonna be muttering to myself, "Fucking hell, what's he got that I haven't? He's fucking awful, he's an awful cop. What on earth does she fucking see in him? He's fucking awful, he's dreadful. Fucking cunt." I'm gonna start smashing, like hitting the walls, smashing anything that passes. I'm just gonna take my anger out on the terrain. Gonna wander around, see if anyone, kind of looks like they're spoiling for a fight. Canni's spoiling for a fight. Just wandering around, utterly furious with what he's heard and seen between them two.
All right. I would like you
green-eyed monster.
I'd like you to make an awareness test first of all, Canni.
Is it sight based?
It is sight based, yeah.
Pass.
Okay. So you're kicking off, marching down the street, and you do draw a few glances quite early on in this, and most of the people that seem to see you ranting and raving and destroying things seem to shuffle out of your way and go and run and hide. You get the impression that these are everyday people in this neighborhood, but as this goes on, you start to realise you're drawing the attention of a few people. And these are people in the red leathers and with the scars on the flesh. And you notice that, you know what they are, they're flesh cutters.
Mhm.
And you see in the occasional alleyway or watching from a balcony, there's a few like makeshift bars which look like, the private invite only. You see people watching you, disapproving at this display of aggression and violence.
It's just a rubbish cop.
And after a few minutes of this, you hear a voice. It says,
Want my opinion? You want to wind that in now? You're gonna find yourself in a real bad place.
and you turn and you see a man in an alleyway, squatting down on his haunches, smoking an IO stick. You think you can see a flask in his hand as well.
I turn around, I'm going to say... And Kenny's going to bring it down a notch. There's something about this person. Because Kenny's looking for a fight, but he maybe thinks, not this person for some reason. He thinks, those arms, they look so strong.
They do.
So powerful.
They look so
arms.
strong. So warm and welcoming.
I'm going to walk up to him and say,
Don't I know you? Aren't you the guy from the bar?
I would like you to give me a general fellowship or charm if you have it.
Nope.
He just nods and says, "Sure, guy from the bar."
Yeah, it's just so fucking angry. It's fucking meant to be my fucking allies, and they're fucking making out with one another, fucking rubbing it in my face.
Let me guess, this is about a woman?
Yeah, she's something special. She's seen me do things that no one else has seen. She's seen a different side to me.
The figure stands up. He's bulky, but not in the same way that you are. Most of this bulk seems to be artificial from this armor. But he hands the flask to you and says,
I've drunk enough. This isn't safe to drink here anyway. I'm not that fucking stupid.
shrugs, throws back a shot and says,
Depends. If you piss off Mr. Vornus, then yeah, this place is dangerous, but most of the time, it's fine. You want my opinion?
Go on. What's your opinion?
Don't worry too much about what happens in this town. The worst comes out of people down here. No one's a saint down here.
Yeah, well, some of us aren't a saint. Some of us aren't a saint further up Hive, neither.
he looks you up and down.
Up Hive, you?
Yeah, well, not up Hive, as in up more upper Hive than this. I mean, this is about as low as you can go, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that it is.
I've been up Hive a bit. I fought in the arena. I was good at it too. The carnival. Carnival of Catastrophe. It's a good place. I don't know why I ever left.
I thought I recognized you earlier. I seen you fight in the arena maybe 3 years back.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't recognize you. You got
Big. Strong.
big, real big.
Yeah. I'm the fucking cannibal.
You were.
He looks up and down the street for a moment and says,
So what are you gonna do now? You're gonna keep walking up and down, breaking shit?
No, well, I've cooled down a bit now. I suppose I'm gonna have to go to sleep in that fucking crate with them fuckers. I'll get over it. She's not the first fucker to turn me down. She won't be the last.
Sure. And you could go do that. Oh, if you were that way inclined, I know a place we can blow off some steam.
You're gonna take me to a gay bar.
Gay bar.
I'm gonna say, don't even know your name.
Something poop in you.
He holds out a hand towards you.
Okay. I'll reach
Says-
around now.
Gnaeus Lucilius.
Pleasure. You can call me Canni. All my friends do.
It's yes.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a fucking great idea. I don't want to go back to that fucking crate.
He shakes your hand in a warrior's grip, not a normal handshake, and he is strong. You can feel the strength of his grip. You get the impression that maybe it's a little augmetic. You don't know if it's from his hand or from his armor, but there's definitely some artificial strength there.
I tell you,
and he
tell you
grips
got
you.
strong arms.
He grips you with one arm, and he puts the other arm around your shoulders, pats you on the shoulder, and says,
Seriously, man. Women ain't worth the trouble.
and he leads you off into the night of Gantry.
Gaius strikes again.
What a smooth operator he is. Isn't he? Look at that. He's just waiting in the alleyway. We're waiting in the shadows.
We've been stalking someone all night just this rapies. Just not got a willing victim. The gay stalker of Gotham City.
That's amazing.
Anyway,
Oh dear.
okay.
Saved
and
your ass. Now let me have it.
This just keeps getting better and better.
we'll come back to that.
Oh dear.
I don't
I can't wait. I can't wait for this scene. See how it plays out. To go through.
You naughty boys.
That's gonna be fucking hilarious.
I don't want pinch for sloppy seconds.
I don't know how much you think I pre-prepared this, but I can guarantee that you're wrong. I had no idea that was going to happen. I would like.
It was just
It's a
you,
happy-
though,
happy-
Dave. That was you. You wanted to take
The
it
accident,
there.
Al. That was one of the. That was one of those.
you
That was
can't
one of those
live on them.
moments as a GM, Al, when you just go.
I do know exactly what you mean, and I also
Yeah.
I want to say to you something you've told to me that it's something like, oh well, I didn't know. Like you've got to take responsibility, Dave, because it's your game. Just as I have to
Yeah,
I won't my own game.
Dark call.
Don't. Like, what
I
I'm
do
saying
take
is,
responsibility.
don't profess innocence. Is all I'm saying.
Oh no, I do take responsibility for it. But at the end of the day, you just as soon as you said you were leaving, I was like, I need something to happen to Canni. I know what can happen to Canni. All right, I would like. Yeah. Gay Batman's here. I would like.
Dark place.
I would like.
Space.
I would like Gaius and Otto, please, to roll a D100.
Okay.
Gay bar, gay bar, gay bar.
This is so cool. So
Between
cool.
Gnaeus and fucking Hans or Omar, it's been quite a non-binary. It's been quite a non-binary night tonight.
I really like the idea that you tried it on with Omar to be knocked down, but Gnaeus is just there like, come on.
I thought he was asking for it. I thought it might be a good way to get in with Omar because he might be more trusting if he thinks he can get a piece. But Let's try a different approach.
All right, Canni, I would also like you to roll a D100, please. Yeah.
73.
All right. What time are we on?
10 past
Minutes past 10.
So we can carry on for a little bit. Is that all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Tiny bit. Yeah.
All right.
Come
I'll
out
just have a...
maybe.
Sorry, say again, Johnny.
Till about 10:30, maybe.
Yeah, all right. I'll just have a quick wee and then we'll carry on a little bit.
I mean, you guys can go. You guys can carry on.
No,
for as long as you like.
half ten's
Oh,
fine. Half ten's fine for me. I'll go get back at Christmas.
Yeah.
I could actually go for longer. I've got a second wind. Johnny.
Hey,
Hey, man.
hey, man. How's it going?
Pretty good.
I've just finished painting the first 11 of those guys. So
Oh, well done.
I'm pleased with that. So I've got yeah. So they look pretty cool.
I've
Then
decently painted opponent now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's considering he's not like like a full-on like hardcore hobbyist, like really, or hasn't been into it for like a while. His painting's pretty good. Like, but I think it's just nice to paint see what it's like to paint a different army. You know what I mean? Rather than doing the Germans, it's a nice break. So I'm just sort of waiting for some new toys to arrive, and then I'm gonna batch paint them sort of together. You know, I've got 2 vehicles I'm gonna paint, and make them matching with the ones I've got. And they sort of paint themselves. They're that good. The models are that good. So.
All right.
Yeah, do look good what you put on display.
I'll post a picture of the Darker Heresy thing afterwards, just to show you what I've been working on. I've just finished my first squad of these paratroopers, so and based them and stuff. So I'm pretty pleased with them, and he's happy with them as well. So that's good. So now to paint the other flipping 30 of them.
Now back to the hanging testicle.
Yeah, the hive, the one ball of the hive Desolation.
It's testicles.
I'd be happy if this entire thing played out as just like Canni and Gnaeus going to this bar. That'd just be enough for me. Like just to finish the night, that'd be.
You're such a voyeur, Johnny.
No, I'm sat there smoking in the shadows, like.
Come
I
to
want to see how it
watch.
plays out. I'm really good. It's hilarious. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, you've already had your bit tonight, haven't you?
That's it. I mean, that's why he was passed out now. He's he's gonna wake up a new man, I think. So.
In fact, Dave has not discriminated. He's sort of like almost given us opportunities to times.
Yeah, I think it was just,
between each character this game. That's quite fair GMing.
Yeah, it is. It's very good. But
Anyway,
but yeah.
Let's let carry on.
I see you can play gay chicken. It'd be funny.
Hey, chicken.
Also, you set up your pit recorder, you go to sleep. You have a decent night's sleep. Gnaeus, you sleep with your back against the door. Trantia sleeps as well as she ever does.
Yeah.
Canni,
Look at Johnny's face.
Gnaeus
No.
begins by leading you down the street, back the way you came, and he leads you back to the Sanctionary Gallows. There, he takes you to the bar where Eli has left. Eli's off shift, but Gnaeus buys the first round. and he asks you, "So, what's your business down here in the Underhive, Canni?"
Well, suppose we're, Oh, fuck it. You seem like a trustworthy guy. I can trust you, Kai.
Is there no one else around, or is
There's a few people. There's not many, but there's no one at the bar except the barman, who is currently out of earshot round the corner.
Say, been looking for some dodgy folk. Fucking covered in boils and cesspits. Some foul, fucking shadowy creatures. We're tracking them back here. We think this is where their nest is. We've come to fucking kill them. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Mr. Gnaeus?
Looks you up and down for a moment. He seems to...
It's not the answer he wanted.
Seems to be weighing you up.
And I came here for cock as well.
And he says,
So just give me Johnny what you want, sorry.
"You filth."
Oh, Johnny, don't you ever change, buddy?
He says to you, "A lot of
Continue.
dodgy people on this world, Canni. They're
Yeah,
everywhere you look."
You're too fucking right there.
I'll get the next round in.
Okay? Tell you what, knock off like fucking 10 or 15 thrones for this whole night, because he's just going to keep drinking with you. He's going to do the same. I mean, as the night goes on, you both get more and more inebriated, and Gnaeus is very guarded throughout the night, but he says a couple of things that pique your interest and lodge in your mind. And one of the things he says is, "Sometimes when you start looking for the truth, you find yourself in a place you wish you'd never ended up. You want my advice, Canni? Get out of here now. This city is death. And everyone who touches this city is touched by it and tainted forever. You understand? I'd like you to make an awareness test with a -10 for this state of inebriation you probably are at this time, and say whatever you'd like to say.
Yeah, I think
Let's pass.
Yeah?
I think I might understand, or at least I've got an inkling anyway. I'm not as thick as I look. I'm not fucking stupid, alright? It's just, I ain't got no choice, you see.
As you lean into Gnaeus to like drunkenly slur these words at him, you catch a glimpse of something on the back of his neck here, just behind his ear, a small tattoo of an Aquila.
Okay, I'm gonna feel a little encouraged by this. At least it's not off like 3 boils in a triangle. That's...
I ain't got no fucking choice, you see. Got to be here. There's only one way, and that's forward through this fucking shit. Maybe I'll be tainted. I'm already fucking tainted. As long as I can take some of them down with me.
I'd like to make a charm test, please.
Still at -10, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Every roll after this will be at -20.
Okay. Just fail.
already tainted. My friend, all of us are born tainted. Everything on this world, this fucking sector is coated in a layer of filth and shit. When I was a young man, I made a promise to someone that I would do my best to try and clean up the filth of my home, and I could never, ever quite clean it enough. And then you'd get older and wiser, and you watch as the filth and the taint spreads further and further.
And he pauses for a moment. He looks up and down the bar.
This place, this town, this is one of the purest places I have ever been. These people might be scum. These people might be thieves and murderers and cutthroats. But they're honest about it. They don't hide in the shadows. They don't pretend to be something they're not. They don't try and make out like they're trying to help other people. They're all here for themselves. There's a purity in that, Canni. You understand?
Yeah, I do. Do understand. These are my kind of people. It's not these people I'm talking about. It's the ones dealing in corpses. The ones who are worshipping some kind of shadowy god that I don't quite understand. But not the God Emperor. Something rotten. There's something rotten in this town.
I know what you're talking about. I've encountered such things before in other worlds, other towns and cities. When I was a boy, there was a man who used to walk the streets of the city I grew up in. And it's said that he could sense the ruinous powers. You know this phrase?
Does Canni know it? I'm not sure. Maybe.
Yeah, you'll have heard that by now. You might not know any detail, but you would know the phrase.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's part of me that wants to be really naughty, but yeah, I'm gonna.
People. The people that used to... the people in my town, they used to say that this man could sense evil. And if you were evil, he would come for you at night. And he would take you, and he would drag you to the forest. And then he would let you go. And he would hunt you. And if you was pure, then come morning, you would still be alive. But if you were tainted, then he would find you. And he would kill you.
What world is this, Gnaeus?
It's a long way from here. World of bone. World of death. They say he took my daddy, and he was a bad man. Well, a few years ago, I met a few men on a little mission I had for an old friend, and I met a man who I think was the living embodiment of that old story we had back on Granathor. And from what I hear, he's in trouble. And he's here on this world.
And he snatches something out from his belt and jams it into your neck, Canni. And I would like you to make a toughness test at -20.
You could do it.
Oh, is it worth? I'm going to use my final reroll. Let's do it.
Do it.
It's a fail.
Oh, so close. You jolt and you shudder as this man who has given you drinks for the last few hours and been a good drinking companion stabs you in the throat with this stummer. And as you collapse to the floor, your body shaking in the middle of the bar, he stands over you and says,
No offense, Canni. It's nothing personal. But I need you to show me how to find Lord Siegfried von Morton.
and that's where we'll